Yes, sir.
Printer.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we are discussing the industrial process. In the last session, we have discussed about the plant layout and some of the industrial process. Okay. Exam point of view, again, is a one more important chapters is contained 6 marks. So normally 2 questions out of the plant layout regarding that is what is a plant layout, types of plant layout that may be a fixed layout, process layout, product layout, or hybrid related to the automations, related to the flow process. Okay. We have discussed earlier steel industries. We have discussed textile industries. We have discussed edible oil industries. Now we are going to discuss about the pharmaceutical industries. Okay. So in a pharmaceutical industry, there are a lot of products in form of the tablet, in term of the capsule, in form of the vial, in form of the injectables, or many more. Okay. So we are here discussing about the how tablet production that take place. Okay. Again, we are not going to discuss any chemical formulations or equations. Simply what how from the raw material to tablet are made. So mainly in a tablet, whatever the raw materials are required after the proper weight and quality checking the quality of the raw materials, raw material powder are weighted and dispatched for the production process. Okay. Firstly, in a sifter, okay, sifter remove the foreign particles or hard particles or not in available in the powder form materials. So whatever the required mesh or fine powders are sent to the further stage. In further stage, different raw materials are mixed with each other in a proportionate ratios. So mixed in a mixer with a blender to form a granules. Okay. Then it goes to the dryer where whatever the moisture contains available, yeah, due to the various types of chemical compound mixing in the mixers. If moist is generated, so in a dryer, normally it's called the fluid bed dryers, that moisture contains are removed and make it the purely dry suitable. Then it go for the granulation process in a granulator. So mix powder with different types of chemical compound in proportionate ratios. This goes to the granule. Granules में यहाँ पे powder के it make a small balls or say small laddu like granules of a hard material or powder materials, and this granules goes to the compression machines, okay, tablet compression machines. So here, softness, okay, granular, soft and easily breakdowns by the applying the pressure, compression. It is converted into the hard form of the tablet. So normally, what we are taking as a medical treatments. Okay, so it's become in a using the die and mold in a tabular formulate, and tabular formulate if any coating required from the protection of the sunlight or it is a bitter say so sugar coating required or any luster coating required so degrade slowly, so coating are happening, and after the sugar coating or the color coating is gets to the packing where it may be a packing in a container form, in a strip form, or in a blister form. Okay, so blister packing machine, strip packing machines, container packing machines, or whatever. And after it goes to the market. So normally machine used in a tablet formation at the sifter, mixture, dryer, granulator, compression machine, coating machine, and packing machines. Many times also you will find the blender. Again, blender is a one type of the mixtures with some other applications also. Okay. So conversion of the powder form to the tablet form using the some machinery process that take place in the pharmaceutical products. Then paper industries. Okay, let's go for the one picture for the paper industries. Okay, normally in paper industries, you will find the two type of paper industries. One paper industry that is called the phrase paper industries, or say writing paper industries, and one another industries that in form of the recycled paper industries. Okay, so whatever the waste generated, paper waste generated using just like a newspaper, yeah, file pages, yeah, notebooks, that waste page go to the factory. Again, that waste paper are converted into the recycled paper and used for the various products. So here we are discussing about the phrase paper. So paper are made from the anyone? पेपर किससे बनते हैं?
wood,
bamboo,
wood,
fibrous
grass,
pulp.
लकड़ी से,
सही है.
पेड़,
So
tree,
it is
tree.
made from the cypress or bamboo, the tree which has a soft stem with a fibrous categories. Okay, जिसकी stem वो trees stem has a soft, not a much hard, with a fibrous. Fibrous help as a binding agent to the paper. So first of all, from the forest, designated forest for the paper industries, they are cut down. After the cuttings, all the stamps comes to the factory and first barking them. Anyone? What do you mean by the normally is known as a debarking? What do you mean by the debarking? बार्क का मतलब क्या होता है?
Pal.
Okay, every tree stem of the tree, sorry, has a bark. ऊपर जो बाहरी परत होती है, ब्लैक इस कलर की या ग्रे कलर की या मैनी टाइम्स ग्रीन, वो निकाला जाता है. तो प्योरली जो स्टेम इनसाइड ऑफ द स्टेम होता है, दैट इज यूज्ड फॉर द मेकिंग अ पेपर. सो पहले स्टेम के अराउंड में जो भी बार्क है दैट आर रिमूव्ड, देन इज गो फॉर द चीपर. Okay, cheaper means of it is cut down in the small chief forms. Then cheaper two is goes to the cheaper screener. It is based on the size of the chips. It is a grading. Small size or required size of chips are take out forward reactions, and whatever the higher size of chips are again back to the cheaper machines and cut down for further. From the cheaper, it goes to the chief beam to the digester. Okay, so digester just like a work like our pressure cooker. Okay, in a daily basis, we are boiling the rice. Rice is just like a hard material. Using the water and NaCl नमक कुछ भी डालते हैं, तो जब भी उसे हीट अप करते हैं एट हाई प्रेशर, वो राइस गल के सेमी लिक्विड फॉर्म में कन्वर्ट हो जाता है. सेम ईयर डाइट वॉट एवर द वुड चिप वी हैव used to making a paper, we are adding some chemicals and water. At high temperatures and pressures, reaction take place, and our chip is coming from the soft wood or soft stem only. So it's become in a semi-liquid form. So it's semi-liquid form now. It's called the pulp. Okay. In a digestance, many times there is a undigested part also, just like a knots, कुछ ऐसा होता है which is not fully converted into the semi-liquid force. So is go for the various screeners where all the knots form or the undigested parts are removed and again is fed to the digesters. And purely pulp in a viscous form or semi-liquid form is come into the bleaching process. Okay, what do you mean by the bleaching? We have also discussed in the vegetable edible oil. We have also discussed in the textile industry.
Removal of stains.
Removing starch.
cleaning purpose. Adding bleaching powder.
हाँ बट मतलब ब्लीचिंग का मतलब क्या होता है? ब्लीचिंग का सिंपली मतलब होता है कि अनवांटेड पिगमेंट को निकालना, अनवांटेड कलर पिगमेंट्स को रिमूव करना और उसे वाइटनेस देना। ओके, घर में भी हम कपड़े ब्लीच करते हैं तो यही मतलब होता है कि वाइटनेस। तो जो वुड पल्प होता है नॉर्मली इन ग्रे और डार्क ग्रे कलर में होता है। सो हमारा जो paper requirement it is a white color. So again we are adding the bleaching, normally clay and caustic soda which absorb the unwanted pigments, brown color के या dark brown color के जो भी pigments होंगे it will be observed in the bleaching process. Again in a bleaching process or after the bleaching process we are also adding some addictive and other chemicals which gives the strength to the paper. Okay. Again, after the bleaching, it goes to the various cleaner that may be a hydropulp or Jordan cleaner or cleaners. So whatever the unwanted foreign particles may be remain, yeah, during the bleaching, if there is a generation of the knots, that knots are removed and the purely pulp, white pulp paper are through the head box. It is sprayed over the foundry और से वायर पार्ट में उसे स्प्रेड किया जाता है इन फॉर्म ऑफ द सीट। ओके, जैसे हम घर में रोटी बनाते हैं तो फ्रॉम द डफ वी आर मेकिंग द कच्ची रोटी, सेम हियर paper pulp are sprayed over the wire pulp, then is goes to the press sections. Okay. So in a press sections, initial press sections may have some blanket types rollers. So they press the paper pulp. So whatever the extra moisture or water contents are there, they are removed. Okay. And some of the also heated. So it's make the process of the evaporation faster. Okay. So after the press process, this goes to the dryer sections. Simply, so paper dryer section में पूरा ही dry हो जाता है, come into the paper form. Okay. From the dryer sections, it goes to the sizing press. Sizing press मतलब we are getting the required width of the paper. So whatever the unwanted width दोनों तरफ से cut किया जाता है, and again goes to the drying sections and drying sections to the calendering section. And even function of the calendar machine
साइज में कट करना
नहीं,
Increasing the thickness, sorry, decreasing the thickness.
to the टेक्सटाइल इंडस्ट्री में भी यूज हुआ था कैलेंडरिंग मशीन, या वायर इंडस्ट्री में भी यूज होगा कैलेंडर मशीन। कैलेंडर मशीन का फंक्शन है अनइवन सरफेस को इवन करना,
surface finish.
ओके। सो वी आर गेटिंग द स्मूथ सरफेस ऑफ द पेपर। अगर पेपर की जो अपर सरफेस है अनइवन होगी, सो इन अ कैलेंडर मशीन इट्स विल बी बिकम अ इवन, एंड आफ्टर इट इज अ रील्ड ओवर द रील। रील पर रोल आउट होता है इन फॉर्म ऑफ द मे बी 3 meters, 3.5 meters और अप टू द 4 to 4.1 meters रोल पे इन अ फॉर्म ऑफ द रील होता है। देन यूजिंग द स्प्लिटर, ओके, इट इज कट डाउन इन द small rolls, and this roll are on the winding machines. It is a wound and go for the further process. Okay, so this roll may be a go for the further process that mainly in a cutting form. So it is a phrase paper in a form of the roll, now cut down according to the required size. Okay, maybe a A0, A1, A2, A3, A4 is a well-known to us legal paper size. So various size में cut down होता है, and this cut down goes to the market or maybe a further go for the making of the notebooks. Okay, so normally यहाँ पे क्वेश्चन होता है पेपर रिलेटेड के quality of paper are measured in form of a GSM. So what do you mean by the GSM?
thickness
ग्राम पर
in
स्क्वायर मीटर
Weight of the paper in a gram per square meter. तो ये एक स्क्वायर मीटर पेपर का जो पीस होगा उसका वेट इन ग्राम कितना रहेगा? ये तो GSM, ग्राम per square meter, weight of the paper of a piece of the 1 square meters. Okay? So here we are using the waters for the purifying the chips. Again, water are used, removed from the press section and drying sections, which is a chemically treated water. So this water required the treatment. So is go for the water treatment plant, or normally say called the ETP, effluent treatment plants. So again, ETP has a different parts that may be a form of the evaporators, clarifier, dehousing tank, recovery boilers, lime kiln filters, lime stack, and what. So this is how from the wood to the paper making process come into the picture. If it is a recycle plant, okay, so there will be a no up to the bleaching process. If bleaching process wala parts nahi hoga. Okay. So waste paper are collected in form of the newspapers, in form of the notebooks, in office stationaries or whatever. So now it is a used and there is a ink over a paper. So ये सारे जो पेपर है पहले मैन्युअली सेपरेशन होता है, ग्रेडिंग होता है, and after the making the grading it goes to the delinking plant. Delinking plant क्या करेगा?
bleaching करें।
नाम ही है डीलिंकिंग प्लांट. सो पेपर पे जो भी इंक पोर्शन होगा जो हमने लिखा है या प्रेस किया है वो सारा कार्बन निकल जाएगा. ओके. और डीलिंकिंग प्रोसेस विद सम केमिकल्स एंड वाटर में होता है तो वो सारा केमिकल निकल जाएगा. देन जो बचा है पेपर इन फॉर्म ऑफ द गला पेपर और से पल्प, पल्प इज गो टू द पल्पर. और पर्पर के बाद अगेन इट्स गोज टू द हाइड्रो पल्पर, जॉर्डन, वेरियस टाइप्स ऑफ स्क्रीनर एंड क्लीनर्स. और जो भी पल्प है हेड बॉक्स में जाएगा और सेम प्रोसेस फॉर द रिसाइकल पेपर ऑल्सो. ओके. सो यहाँ पे रिसाइकल पेपर में वी एट ऑलरेडी गेट द इन फॉर्म ऑफ द पेपर. सिर्फ पेपर को पहले सफाई की जाती है. जो भी इंक लगा होता है, कार्बन कंटेंट या कलर कंटेंट जो भी होता है उसको साफ कर दिया जाता है इन अ डीलिंकिंग प्लांट और पल्प बना के फर्दर गो फॉर द प्रोडक्शन प्रोसेस. ओके. सो एनी डाउट, एनी क्वेश्चन, किसी को भी कुछ पूछना हो तो?
Sir, which part of the process is responsible for ascertaining the thickness, that is the GSM?
Okay, there is a calendaring machines and press sections. सही है. प्रेस में आपके रिक्वायर्ड जीएसएम के हिसाब से ही पेपर की थिकनेस रह जाएगी और वो थिकनेस को इवन करेगा आपका कैलेंडरिंग मशीन्स. तो दो प्रेस के बीच में जो डिस्टेंस रहेगा अकॉर्डिंग टू दे आर सेटिंग. अगर आपको ज्यादा जीएसएम चाहिए, मतलब आपका पेपर की थिकनेस ज्यादा रहेगी, so if you are keeping the distance between the two press little bit higher, okay, it may be a set for 0.5 mm या 1 mm, जो भी थिकनेस चाहिए वो थिकनेस प्रेस के बीच में रखोगे, उसी हिसाब से आपका पेपर बनेगा. या और कुछ?
सर वन क्वेश्चन.
हाँ
हेलो
बोलिए. हाँ हाँ
सर, इसमें सर रॉ मटेरियल एंड फाइनल प्रोडक्ट इसका कुछ रेशियो है सर?
सर वो टेक्निकली मुझे भी नहीं पता, बट या ऑफ कोर्स देयर इज सम रेशियोस कि इतना वुड से इतना
हाँ
पेपर निकलना
but-
चाहिए.
हाँ सर ये
सही है.
Sir, that would depend on the input. What kind of input is being used? What wood is used? Or we are using some grass, or we are using some bamboo, it would depend on that. And again, the condition of that bamboo or the wood will define. So it is very difficult to have a ratio because it is an organic product we are using. We are not using a chemical so that a ratio could be derived.
सही है सर. सर बट कीप इन द माइंड, मतलब हम भी यहाँ जो पढ़ रहे हैं, इट इज फॉर द एज अ पार्ट ऑफ द वैल्यूअर. हमें कोई मतलब प्लांट डिजाइन नहीं करना है. वॉट एवर द नॉलेज, ये चैप्टर क्यों रखा गया है, व्हाई दिस अ पार्ट ऑफ द चैप्टर, एक हमें एक जनरल प्रोसेस पता हो कि भाई व्हेन यू आर इंस्पेक्टिंग द प्लांट, एक जनरल प्रोसेस क्या रहती है पेपर मिल की. और दूसरी कि भाई उसमें कौन से मशीनरी यूज होते हैं.
यस यस
सही है. तो एक जनरल हमें पता चलता है भाई, जब भी हम पेपर प्लांट में जाएंगे तो हमें पता चलेगा भाई वहां पे हाइड्रोपल्पर होगा, डेंसिटी क्लीनर होगा, टर्बो सेपरेटर होगा, सेंट्री क्लीनर होगा, थिकनर होगा, रिफाइनर होगा. ये सब क्या है, क्लीनिंग के लिए, टू रिक्वायर्ड मेक अ स्पेसिफिक पल्प. सही है.
यस
सेंट्री क्लीनर, प्रेशर क्लीनर. यहाँ से हेड बॉक्स क्या आता है, यहाँ से पेपर फॉर्मेशन मशीन स्टार्ट होते हैं. सही है. हेड बॉक्स से वो स्प्रेड होगा ओवर द वायर पार्ट. वायर पार्ट से ये प्रेस सेक्शन में जाएगा, प्री ड्राइंग सेक्शन में जाएगा, साइज में जाएगा, पोस्ट ड्रायर सेक्शन में जाएगा, इफ कोटिंग रिक्वायर्ड कोटिंग सेक्शन में जाएगा. अगेन कोट को ड्राई किया जाएगा, देन सिलिंडरिंग स्ट्रैक, पिप रोल्स, और आउटपुट मिलेगा. तो ये सारे जो नाम है, इट इज अ नेम ऑफ द मशीन भाई, प्री ड्रायर सेक्शंस. तो इस ड्रायर में नंबर ऑफ रोल्स होंगे. अब नंबर ऑफ रोल्स, इट इज अ डिपेंड ऑन द कि प्लांट की कैपेसिटी क्या है. ओके, प्लांट्स कम फ्रॉम द 30 टन पर डे टू अभी इंडिया में 450 टन पर डे तक के प्लांट्स है. जो जितनी कैपेसिटी ज्यादा, प्रोबेबल नंबर ऑफ रोल्स, ड्राइंग सेक्शंस या एमजी ड्रायर्स या प्रेस सेक्शंस के रोल ज्यादा रहेंगे. एनीथिंग?
यस यस
संजय सर, एक रिक्वेस्ट थी सर.
हाँ बोलिए.
By names for the purpose of exam, these machines are fine. वो एकदम क्लैरिटी हो जाती है. बट वो मशीनें दिखती कैसी है, अगर पिक्चर्स भी साथ में होना तो रियल लाइफ सिचुएशन में जो प्रॉब्लम होती है. आई वेंट टू अ टेक्सटाइल प्लांट. आई एम
नहीं सर, सर आपने सही बताया. देखिए अभी ये मतलब थोड़ी प्रोसेस तो लेंदी है, और हर एक की हम पिक्चर्स नहीं दिखा सकते. सही है. बट अब आपने बोला है तो अभी मतलब मेरे पास आई एम वर्किंग ऑन द वन ऑफ द पेपर प्लांट्स. तो पेपर प्लांट की कुछ मशीन्स की तस्वीरें मैं आपको दिखाता हूँ. ओके. वैसे सारे प्लांट्स जो भी डिस्कस कर रहे हैं उसकी पिक्चर्स हैं, अवेलेबल है, मेरे पास भी है. बट सिलेबस का पार्ट नहीं है, तो आई एम ऑल्सो हैंडीकैप. और अगर ये सब आप ऑनलाइन भी कुछ करेंगे तो बहुत सारा अंडरस्टैंडिंग आ जाता है.
यस
और कई बार क्या मतलब ये जो सारी चीजें होती है, अब वॉट एवर वी आर डूइंग एज अ पार्ट ऑफ द प्रोफेशन, वो डिस्क्लोज करना भी एवरी टाइम नॉट पॉसिबल. ओके, आई थिंक सो विजिबल समथिंग.
Nothing. Yeah.
ओके, तो ये हेड बॉक्स है. सही है. हेड बॉक्स में देखो ये फाउंड्री पार्ट है जहाँ पल्प इन फॉर्म ऑफ द सीट कन्वर्जन होता है. फिर ये आपको बहुत सारे प्रेस सेक्शंस दिखाई देंगे.
थोड़ा जूम करेंगे सर.
सही है. ये बहुत सारे आपके प्रेस सेक्शंस हैं जहाँ पे रोलर्स लगे हैं. सही है. ये आपका एमजी ड्रायर रोलर्स है. अगेन आपके ड्रायर्स, इट इज अ रोलर्स. और ये ड्रायर मतलब ये रोलर्स को थोड़ा हीटेड किया जाएगा तो मॉइस्चर कंटेंट जल्दी निकल जाएंगे. पॉप रीलर, जहाँ पे आपकी रील होगी. रिवाइंडर. सही है. ये ड्राइविंग अरेंजमेंट, मतलब आपके सारे रोलर्स को चलाने के लिए जो चीज चाहिए वो चीज है. ओके, लेट्स गो फॉर अभी कुछ है तो इसके अलावा या फोटो विजुअलाइज हो रहा है. सो इट इज अ पल्पर सेक्शन. ओके, ये जो फोटोज है 340 टन पर डे की पेपर मिल का है. तो पल्पर सेक्शंस में जो रिफाइनिंग होती है रिसाइकल पेपर्स, तो वेरियस केमिकल टैंक्स और है जहाँ पे प्योरिफिकेशंस, हाइड्रोपल्पर्स, स्क्रीनर्स, ये सब लगे हुए हैं. सही है. ये क्या है एनीवन? कैलेंडरिंग
कैलेंडर.
कैलेंडर
मशीन है. ओके, ये एंड ऑफ द जो पीप रोलर्स एंड बाइंडर्स है, ये सारे है. Okay, तो ये पेपर रोल्स बन के आ रहा है. ये ऊपर उसकी पूरी पेपर लाइंस है. Okay, वहां पर पहुंचते हैं. और ये, हाँ ये देखिए, ये पूरा ड्रायर सेक्शन है.
ड्रायर सेक्शन.
यहाँ पे ये रोल्स लगे हैं और रोल्स के ऊपर ये प्रोटेक्टिंग बॉल है. ठीक है, तो दैट इज द पार्ट्स. ये मतलब ये सारे फोटोज अवेलेबल रहते हैं, बट एक टाइम कंस्टेंट भी होता है. और अगर आप गूगल करेंगे तो आपको वो चीज इजीली मिल भी जाती है. हम्म, अगर टाइम बचा और रिक्वेस्ट रहेगी तो वी विल डिस्कस ओवर इट फर्दर. सही है. या ओके, और कुछ पेपर सेक्शन या किसी भी में कुछ पूछना हो तो. नेक्स्ट वी आर डिस्कसिंग अबाउट द प्लास्टिक इंडस्ट्रीज. सो प्लास्टिक इंडस्ट्रीज में एनीवन क्या क्या प्रोसेस रहती है?
ग्रेनुअल्स टू
मोल्ड मोल्डिंग रहेगा
एक्सट्रूडर.
और एक्सट्रूजन रहेगा।
बाय एक्सट्रूजन और बाय मोल्डिंग. ओके, तो जो मोल्ड होता है, ओके, इंजेक्शन मोल्डिंग मशीन्स.
या
सही है. सो जो भी स्मॉल पार्टिकल्स, सॉरी नॉट पार्टिकल्स, आर्टिकल्स ऑफ द प्लास्टिक्स बनाने हैं, इट इज हैपनिंग बाय द इंजेक्शन मोल्डिंग मशीन्स. तो इंजेक्शन मोल्डिंग मशीन्स में जो होपर रहेगा, वहां पे हम रो मटेरियल्स इन फॉर्म ऑफ द एलडीपी, एचडीपी, एपीपी, व्हाटएवर प्लास्टिक के ग्रैन्युअल्स जो रहेंगे वो फीड करते हैं. एंड दिस ग्रैन्युअल्स आर गोइंग टू द बेरल ऑफ द इंजेक्शन मोल्डिंग मशीन्स. ये बेरल को हीट किया जाता है. ड्यू टू द हीट.
English, sir. Kindly,
Sorry?
please. Speak in English, sir. Kindly.
Yeah. So the plastic granules are heated in the barrel of the injection molding machines. So your whatever the plastic materials, yeah, plastic granules are melt down in a barrels, and using the reciprocator screw, okay, it is a through the needle feeded to the mold. Okay, so end of the injection like structure, if you feel that it is like an injection like structure. Through the nozzle, it is a filled molten plastics are filled into the mold. So mold has some specific cavities, specific types of the cavities. These cavities are filled with molten plastics. Once the cavity are completely filled, mold are removed from the machines, injection molding machines, and maybe by for the cooling process, that may be a natural cooling or water cooling process. Molten plastics are converted into the plastics, and we are when opening the molds, we are getting the specific shape of the plastics, which is according to the cavity or required shapes. So all the toys, many parts of the automobile industries are made by the injection molding machines. Okay, so one that is from the molding machines as per the small articles, plastic articles. If you are looking at any long article in a length, so it is not possible by the injection molding machines. That is done by the extrusion process. The process is the same. In a hopper, we are feeding the raw materials that may be in form of the plastic granules, HDP, LDP, PP, PPE, or whatever. Again, these mold plastic granules are heated into the extruder and converted into the molten plastics.
Molten.
Okay, in a extruders, there is a screw worms. Okay, screw worms. That screw worm using the gearbox are rotate into the extruders. So what happened due to the screw worm available inside the extruder, your molten plastics are rotating at the inner surface of the extruder also only, and middle parts remain a hollow. Okay. So through the rotating process, is passed through the die. Die give the size. So cylindrical form here come into the existence.
Pipe.
Okay, in form of the pipe. And through the cooling process is converted into the hard. So molten plastic pass through the die of the specific size, and we are getting the in form of the pipe. So this puller helps to the pull down. मतलब खींचने के लिए it will be used when there is a specific size of the pipe. Using the cutting equipments, we are cut down the pipes. Okay. Process is same, but it is a from the extrusion process. Earlier process, it is a using the mold. We are doing process here using the die. We are doing the process. Otherwise, process is simple. Convert the plastic granules into the liquid form and convert the liquid form into the specific output requirement in the form of the specific output. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So hopper, extruder, die, cooling, puller, cutoff equipments. Then tire manufacturing process. Again, it is a rubber process. So in a tire, what are the prime raw materials?
Rubber, fabrics.
Rubber.
One is a natural rubber. Second is a some chemicals, chemical in form of the major chemical.
Carbon.
Carbon black. Carbon black, and some adaptive chemicals which work as a bonding. Okay. Then we require the textile in form of the thread. We require the steel in
Steel.
form of the wire.
Wire.
Tires may you will find there is a rubber part, there is a wire part, and there is a thread parts. Okay. So these three inputs to make a tire are separately processed. Okay. पहले natural rubbers plus chemical in a Bunbury mixers. Okay. In a Bunbury mixers, they are mixed in a proportional ratios with adding some other chemicals and binding agents and all. And we are getting the sheet. It goes to the extruder. Okay. What is the function of the extruder here? वो क्या करेगा? जो mixture आया
को
है,
shape देगा.
Fusion करेगा.
it will be a convert into the rubber sheet. Sheet में
Yes.
convert करेगा. Okay. And this sheets goes to the tire building machine. So एक component है हमारा rubber. दूसरा जो component है, it is in from the thread. Okay. So threads are coming from first उसे laminate किया जाएगा. Lamination से what is the फायदा? It will be a get a more strength. Then it goes to the bias cutters and seat calendars. Okay. बायस कटर एंड सील कैलेंडर, बस उसका डायामीटर एडजस्ट किया जाएगा. So and whatever the extra strength is given to the adjusting the diameter and goes to the tire building machines. Okay. Then steels को भी it will be a pass through the bad pit and car casing wire. So steel के wires के form में again उसकी जो required length and diameter है वो set किए जाएंगे. It which goes to the wire calendar. कैलेंडर का फंक्शन आपको पता है, आपका जो डायामीटर है वो एडजस्ट करेगा, अनइवन डायामीटर होगा तो दैट विल बी मेक अ इवन एंड गो फॉर द ब्रिड कंस्ट्रक्शंस. और ये दो इनपुट्स गोस टू द टायर बिल्डिंग मशीन्स. ओके, सो टायर बिल्डिंग मशीन्स में फर्स्टली क्या होता है, देयर इज ए वन लेयर ऑफ द रबर. उस लेयर पे वन लेयर ऑफ द वायर मेश, अगेन वन लेयर ऑफ द रबर, अगेन वन लेयर ऑफ द टेक्सटाइल, वन लेयर ऑफ द रबर. तो 5 लेयर बने. ओके, अब वायर के दो पार्ट, सॉरी टायर के दो पार्ट होते हैं. ओके, वन पार्ट विच इज कम कांटेक्ट विद द रोड्स और दूसरा पार्ट उसकी साइड वॉल. ओके, सो नॉर्मली जो साइड वॉल है इट इज अ हायर स्ट्रेंथ कंपेयर टू द एरिया विच कम टू द कांटेक्ट विद द रोड. तो साइड पार्ट में भी अगेन दैट प्रोसेस आर डन, बट यहाँ पे रबर पार्ट, रबर सीट, वायर पार्ट ज्यादा रहेगा, इट गिव्स द एक्स्ट्रा सेंस. रबर अगेन वायर रबर, तो 5 लेयर होगा. तो ये टायर बिल्डिंग्स में लेयर्स बनाए जाते हैं सीट में. और दिस सीट नाउ इन द 5 लेयर्स, रबर वायर रबर टेक्सटाइल रबर, इट्स गो फॉर द curing machine या curing press. Curing press में there is a mold of the tire. तो ये सारी सीट्स क्योरिंग सीट प्रेस में जाएगी एंड विल टेक अ शेप ऑफ द टायर. ओके, एंड टायर के शेप में आउटपुट मिलेगा. पहले उसका विजुअल इंस्पेक्शन होगा, देन इट विल गो टू द बैलेंसिंग. बैलेंसिंग में जो सरफेस है वो इवन है कि नहीं वो चेक किया जाएगा. द सरफेस विल बी विच विल बी टच टू द रोड्स. देन गोज फॉर द फोर्स वेरिएशंस. टायर पे फोर्स लेके उसकी स्ट्रेंथ मेजर की जाएगी. देन गोज टू द एक्सरे मशीन. सो ऑल द प्लेसमेंट्स ऑफ द वायर and the thread are checked out. Again in the X-ray machine, is there is a air bubble or not, that is also check out. And it is find all okay, then rubber will, tire will go for the market. Okay, so these are the process of the tire industries. If you do some googling, so ये सारी process के बहुत अच्छे videos available है YouTube पे और Google पे भी. तो ये सारी प्रोसेस आपको समझ में आ जाएगी. Okay, so Bunbury blessings. यहाँ पे synthetic rubber, natural rubber and some chemical are mixing. Shaping of the rubber take place. Extruder में heavy sheet formation होगा. Calendering machine में steel wire layers पे जाएंगे. Components together make a green tire. और curing में it will be get the shape of the tire and removing. Okay. प्रोसेस समझना इजी है, बट ये एंटायर प्रोसेस बहुत ही कॉम्प्लिकेटेड रहती है इन टायर इंडस्ट्रीज, पर्टिकुलरली अप टू द मिक्सिंग और बर्नबेरी प्रोसेस. ओके, बाद में ये सारी प्रोसेस मतलब टायर क्योरिंग से प्रोसेस से इट इज अ गो फ्रॉम द वन मशीन टू अनदर मशीन एंड गोस टू द फॉर्मेशन ऑफ द टायर. Okay, last our soft drink industries. Okay, whatever soft drink we are consuming. Okay, any idea how this soft drink are made? So soft drink के लिए जो prime raw materials है वो रहेगा आपका water. Okay, so water we are getting from the rivers or groundwater we are using. Now this is treated in a two types. One is a treated water and RO water. Okay, So treated water are used for the making of the syrup. Okay, so to make the syrup, we are dissolving the sugar in the water, heating up, then it will be dissolved in the sugar will dissolve in the waters, and we are preparing the syrup. Now this syrup, sugar syrup, will go for the aging process. Anyone? What do you mean by the aging? That is also part of the ice cream process.
That is for, I mean, uniformity in the mixer for aging. I think some time is.
Matlab, we are in a aging. We are just keeping the mixer as it is for the specified time.
Yes.
So may is generate the specific taste. सही है. And after the completion of the aging, we are adding some flavor. मतलब whatever the required flavors are there, Coca-Cola, Pepsi, or whatever. And again, it's go through the aging process. Now, this aging process may be a higher. Okay, that may be a from the 3 week to the 1 week. Okay, types of the whatever the soft drinks are made. So again, due to the aging, proper flavors are generated. Flavors and taste both are generated. Even smell are generated. And after the aging process, we are go for the bottling. Okay, using the bottling machine or say filling machines, we are filling in the plastic pipe or glass, and we are doing the carbonization process or adding the carbon. Anyone? What is the functions of adding a carbon? कार्बोनाइजेशन का काम क्या रहेगा?
सोडा बनाना.
हाँ, मतलब it gives the strong taste और
The fizz.
CO2 डालते हैं.
हाँ, मतलब वही कार्बोनाइजेशन प्रोसेस.
CO2.
CO2 क्यों डालते हैं?
Fizz create करने के लिए सर.
टेस्ट क्रिएट, और दूसरा मेन फंक्शन है इट इंक्रीज द सेल्फ लाइफ ऑफ बेवरेजेस.
Yes.
सही है, क्योंकि आपका जो sugar syrup है, it is made from the sugar, and any item which are made from the sugar, it may be a shelf life having a 3 to 4 days only.
Yes.
But after making the carbonizations, is give the enhance the taste and give the shelf life of beverages. Normally, what is the life of the beverages? Coca-Cola, Pepsi, आप लोग पीते हैं, क्या
3
लाइफ
months.
रहती है?
6
3
months.
months.
6 months.
नहीं, 3 months या 6 months.
3 months with some advanced packaging. They have managed to set it to 6 months.
Okay. So normally, whatever the bottle packed we are finding, it's for the 3 months, and some Fanta, not Fanta, Maza or like that item having 6 months. If it is packed in the Tetra, then it's go for the further Tetra or tin. No? So filling with the carbonization process, then go for the crowning process. ऊपर का जो crowning process, मतलब we are fixing the crown or over it. Then go for the printing process. We are printing the date, batch number, code, and everything, and go for the market. Okay. So whatever the treated water is used for the making of beverages. RO water. Okay. So normally in this software or beverage industry, they are manufacturing in a batch wise. So RO water is used for the cleaning purpose after the one batch is complete. Once we make the Coca-Cola, output is already completed. We are washing all the internal pipes, motors, vessels, and everything internally through the RO water. Okay, so it denotes the overpasses the smell or taste over each other. Okay. Second function of the RO waters, we are consuming the beverages only, and the glass bottles are again come back to the factory premises. For the washing of the glass bottle, they are using the again RO waters, making the cleaning. So glass bottle comes first is go for the physical inspections. There is a finder cracks or anything physical damage, it will remove. Then go for the washing process. Through the RO, it is washed out. Then it is go for the cleaning process. Cleaning process go through the ultrasonic waves where they are killing the microorganisms, and it's also become a dry. and go for the fillings. Okay. Treated water, from the RO water, again it's go for the ultraviolet process. Ultraviolet process to the various types of filter beds, and filter beds to the treated water. So normally in a treated water, you are finding specific minerals are available in the specific quantity only, and all the impurities and form of the other minerals are removed. Okay. So function of treated water, function of the RO water. Many times we are finding that some urea or fertilizer components are found in the beverages. So it is simply reason it is whatever the groundwater they have extract from the ground are not treated properly. So it's contain a urea or fertilizer in the beverages. Yeah. Any questions? So here we are almost completing the processing.
We are not using DM water, sir.
DM water is a demineralized water, which is demineral. उसका मतलब क्या होगा?
There will be
No
no
minerals
minerals.
होगा.
There is
All
a no
minerals will be there.
minerals. Okay. Now we cannot drink the water without the any minerals. Okay. So demineralized plant or demineral water are used in a boiler or in a power plant to convert water into steam. Okay. So why we are demineralize the water used in a boiler?
To prolong the life of the pipes.
Pipes and turbine also. If there is a minerals available in the water, so these minerals react with the pipe and blade of the turbine, and life of the turbine will be reduced. Okay,
Yes,
boiler की pipe तो चलेगा एक
I remember DM plants are used in beverages.
Yeah, may possible to if water is if you are extracting groundwater and there are some other minerals which is not required in the beverages, to remove that minerals. मैं बोला ना, the treated water में required level of required minerals are there only. So normally calcium and magnesiums are major in the water content, but we have to maintain their level. If it is a higher level, again we have to go to pass to the demineralized process where it is a bring the level of the magnesiums and calciums at the required level.
Yes, they are maintaining ppm. Yes,
They are maintaining.
Yes.
Otherwise, you are find in the beverages. Okay. And even many times beverages are not getting the proper taste because of other minerals are available. Okay, if you are using the hard water, you are not hard water, water with the higher TDS. So it is not suitable for the beverages. You are not getting the sufficient or specific taste. Yeah. Anyone? Question? Okay. So let's check वो sample paper देखते हैं कि which types of questions होते हैं यहाँ से. Okay, I think so. Last time we have already discussed ये questions जो थे वो. Okay, blast furnace is used in the steel industries. Which of the following calculating the weight? Dairy industry, pasteurization process. which of the following transfer heat from the one unit to another unit? It is a heat exchanger. Equipment arranged in the sequence as per the requirement of the article of the product. It is a product layout. जहाँ पे मशीनरी प्रोसेस के अकॉर्डिंगली एक दूसरे के साथ में अरेंज होगी. नेक्स्ट चैप्टर is a study about some utilities. So इस चैप्टर में जो हम पढ़े, whatever we have learned in this chapter, it is related to the process layout, industrial process, and name of the core machinery. Okay, in the first chapter we discuss about we can classify our asset into the core machinery, utility machinery, electrical installations, control systems, foundation, material handling equipment, lab equipment, like that. So in this chapter, we understand some processes and we come to aware about the little bit which types of core machinery will be available into the textile industries, into the steel industries, into the plastic industries, or say tire industries, and many more. Okay. Now in next chapter, we will discuss about the utility. Normally in an industry, which types of utility you normally found? Okay, many things that you will found in each and every industries. Just like majorly you find the cooling tower, majorly you find the vane bridge, majorly you find the DG sets, majorly you find the boilers. Okay, so in this chapter we will discuss about some of the utility, some of the machine tools, some of the electrical installations. Okay, so you get some idea about as a valuer, aware to the which types of utility that normally we find into the industries. So first, it is a boiler. What is the function of the boiler?
To convert the water into
Steam
steam.
generation. Steam generation.
What the
generation.
generation of the steams is convert the water into the steam. There is a change of the state, liquid to vapor or liquid to gas.
Yes.
Okay. So water classification may be mainly tube type boiler, fire tube type boiler. Okay. In first chapter, we discussed that you have to collect the technical specification of the machine. So which types of technical specification? Type, serial number, model, capacity, size. Okay. So based on the heat resources, it may be a oil fired, gas fired,
Gas fired, coal fired.
Okay. Based on the subclass, it is a pulverized, coal fired, stroke fired, fluid bed combustions. So normally in a boiler, you will find अगर कोई बड़ा boiler है, so you will find the three components. One is a steam systems, which collect the water and convert water into the steam. Fuel systems. Okay, fuel systems, from which heat is generated, and by absorption of this heat, your water is converted into the gas, or say water is converted into the vapor. Now, makeup water and condensation systems. Condensation systems means from the turbine, after the strike over the turbine, vapor strike होती है, turbine घूमता है, electric generate होती है, again it is recollected and उसे cool down करके again convert into the water किया जाता है, and again there are feed to the boilers. तो एक cycle घूमती रहती है. Makeup water systems, जो fresh water होता है, उसको make a suitable for the boiler. जैसे water treatment plant, RO treatment plant and DM plant में से गुजरते हुए it will be make a water maker suitable for the boiler. So fire tube boilers में क्या होता है? So there is a fire inner tubes. Okay, boiler के structures में there are the tubes, one enclosed vessel and the tube होता है. और fire tube boilers में there is a fire inside the tube और बाकी का जो vessel portion होता है it is a filled with the water.
Water.
सही है. तो due to the fire your tube will be heated. That heat will be transferred to the water. Water will getting the heat starting to boiling. Above the boiling point, it will be start to vaporized, and vapor we are getting the steam. Same in a water to fire. Okay. So there is a water in a tube और जो firing होती है वो ड्रम के वेसल के ड्रम में होती है. So firing are made into the drum. Due to this fire, heat is transferred from the tubes to the water. Again, water will reach at the boiling point, and after the boiling point, it start to the convert into the steams, and we are getting the steam. Okay. Again, type of the boilers may be in form of the package boiler. So with a small capacity of the boiler, entire systems are made within one set of the boiler only. We have to the 5-ton boilers, we are finding the patch boiler. Or above the fire boiler, we are finding the different systems separately. So technical specification of the boiler, type of the boiler, capacity of the boiler, pressure and temperature, which is the output of the steams, flow rate, type of circulations, type of draft, type of drums, type of fuels, relative humidities. As a valuer, we have to collect this data. So utility and collection of the technical specifications. Technical specifications of a major or core machinery we have not discussed because it is a vary from the machine to machines. But majorly there, name of the machine with little bit descriptions, model, type, its size or say capacity, name of the manufacturer. Because model to model, it's a technology evolutions. Model to model, or it will be a vary the function or capacity. If you have just model number, then nowadays many data is available on the Google, so you can find out. Otherwise, we have to discuss each and everything on the ground stuff. Then heat exchanger. What is the function? Yeah. What is the function of heat exchanger? Any question?
Transfer heat.
Heat transfer.
Heat exchanger. Heat transfer from one media to another media. Okay. Heat exchanger device which transfer heat from one media to another media. Okay. So where heat exchanger is required.
Suppose oil गर्म है, उसको ठंडा करना है, तो it is passed through the tubes in which I mean surroundings cold water will be passing.
सही है. During the process, okay, there is a normally in terms of the heat, two types of process. Exothermic and endothermic. Okay, एक process में heat absorb होती है, दूसरे process में heat release होती है. So whenever there is a heat release, अगर वो heat को remove करना है, तो heat is removed from the using the heat exchanger. Yeah, during the process, if any one component or the part are heating, just like in our AC also, our laptop also, our radio or transistor, our TV also. Okay, during the use, it is a heat is generated and this heat must be distributed. Yeah, उसको must remove होनी चाहिए. So it is a function of the heat exchanger. So heat exchanger may be a direct contact or indirect contact. Okay. So when direct contact, heat exchanger, heat transfer take place between a two immersible fluid like a gas and liquid comes into the direct contact. If any tube media, yeah, tube fluid which is a immersible matlab anyone?
Not
Dip
mixing
into
with
water.
each other.
Not mixed.
They
Yes.
do not
Not
mix.
into the
They do
water.
not mix.
Not volatile.
Do not mix with each other. वहां पे we can use the direct contact. अगर if it is a miscible fluid, अगर एक दूसरे में mix हो जाते तो we cannot use the direct contact heat exchanger. वहां पे we have to use indirect heat exchanger, indirect contact. The hot and cold fluid are separated by the immersive surface. There is a no mixing of the tube fluid, and this heat exchange are also known as a surface heat exchanger or automobile. Example is automobile radiators. Okay. So in a types of the heat exchanger, just like a tubular heat exchanger. So normally in chemical industries, we find a tubular heat exchanger, which is used for the liquid to liquid, liquid to gas, yeah, gas to gas. Plate is exchanger. These types of paint plates used to affect heat transfer. Any idea? Example of the plate heat exchanger?
Transformer.
Heat
टू
sinks.
व्हीलर में
Heat sinks.
इंजन के पास रहता है.
सही है. So plate heat exchanger normally जो सारे इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स डिवाइसेस है यहाँ पे ये प्लेट हीट एक्सचेंजर होता है. जो भी हीट जनरेट होती है ये प्लेट हीट एक्सचेंजर उसे एब्जॉर्ब कर लेता है. अब प्लेट का सरफेस एरिया बड़ा होता है
बढ़ा देता है.
तो इट इज अ हीट एब्जॉर्ब अगेन बाय द एटमॉस्फेयर. या आप उसे पंखा चला के जैसे हमारे लैपटॉप्स में या कंप्यूटर के सीपीयू में पंखा होता है. Why this fan is installed in a CPU? Because whatever the heat will be generated, वो heat प्लेट हीट एक्सचेंजर में ट्रांसफर होगी और ये जो फैन है वो हीट को ठंडा कर लेगा. सही है. देन प्लेट ट्विन टाइप हीट एक्सचेंजर.
एरिया बढ़ा रहा है.
हाँ, अगेन ट्विन मतलब एनीवन?
एरिया बढ़ाने के लिए वो
एरिया बढ़ाने के लिए. ओके, एनी एग्जांपल?
टू व्हीलर में इंजन के पास बढ़ा देते हैं एरिया.
हाँ, टू व्हीलर के पास में. ओके,
पीसीबी के ऊपर
सिंपल एग्जांपल रेफ्रिजरेटर. रेफ्रिजरेटर के पीछे आप देखोगे तो ब्लैक टाइप की कॉइल्स जैसा कुछ दिखाई दे रहा होगा. इट इज अ प्लेट हीट एक्सचेंजर जो एरिया बढ़ा देता है गैस टू गैस एप्लीकेशंस में. देन ट्यूफिन heat exchanger. Normally when there is a lot of heat is required to absorb or to transfer, वहां पे ट्यूफिन just like a turbine, nuclear fuel cell, हमारे ऑटोमोबाइल्स में, प्लेन्स में, रेफ्रिजरेशन, क्रायोजेनिक में ये सारे होते हैं. Then regenerative heat exchanger में again static type heat exchanger, dynamic type. Static मतलब which is a remain at a one place only. Dynamic heat exchanger मतलब which is a move with the movement of the fluid. So technical specifications that we have to collect of a heat exchanger, that may be a size, type, rate of heat exchanger, transfer of rate, fluid name, which fluid is used, fluid quantity, temperature, density, pressure, specific heat rate. Okay. That is. Any idea which types of heat exchanger?
Yes, cell and tube.
Sorry?
Cell and tube.
Cell and tube. Use of this heat exchanger normally?
Refrigeration plant.
In air compressor also is used.
For oil cooling.
Refrigeration plant.
refrigeration
industries.
method,
Power pack, in
simply,
power pack, in power pack.
majorly all the chemical industries are using the cell and tube type heat exchangers. Okay. So what is the important? Okay, by as a valuer, you must aware what is the functions of any equipment or machine and how you are identifying it. बराबर आप you must मतलब आपको you must identify by the visual observation. This machine is a heat exchanger. This machine is a cell and tube type heat exchanger. This machine is a DG set. This machine is a cooling tower. Okay, मतलब it is a pre-requirement of a valuer of the plant and machinery. If anyone say, yeah, this is a heat exchanger and cell and tube type, no, this is not cell and tube type. Based on the structure, I can say. Okay. Same utility, one more is a compressor. What is the function of the compressor?
Increase the pressure of the
Increase the
medium,
pressure
air.
of
Compress the air and
Yeah.
compress.
produce the air
To
with
supply,
pressure.
so to supply the pressurized air.
Okay, so
Increase the
compressor, it
pressure.
is used to machine which make air or any gases at low pressure and compress to the high pressure called the compressors. So normally low pressure air को convert करता है in a high pressure air, and many times it also work as a cleaner. मतलब it also clean the air. So whatever the moisture content, dust particles or oil content available, मतलब whatever the impurities of the air, it is also clear out or filter out using the filter in air compressors. Okay. So again, types of the air compressor में based on the method of compression, reciprocating type, rotary type, centrifugal types. Based on the delivery, low pressure, medium pressure, high pressure, very high pressure. Based on the principle of the operation, positive displacement or rotary or dynamic type. Based on the number of cylinder, single stage, multiple stage. Single cylinder, multiple cylinder. Based on the fuel to be compressed. Okay, it is an air compressor. Normally we know air compressor which compress the air. Same type gas compressor are also available, which compress the gas to gas only, and vapor compressor are also available. Based on the volume, low capacity, medium capacity, high capacity. Okay, so any idea which types of air compressor?
That is
Reciprocating.
reciprocating.
Double cylinder reciprocating.
Reciprocating, yes.
Reciprocative,
Type.
centrifugal, reciprocative or rotary, screw,
Low pressure.
लो प्रेशर तो पता नहीं चल सकता यही देख के, बट ये सिलेंडर की टंकी है उससे पता चल सकता है, और उसपे मोटर है तो पता चल सकता है.
हाँ, yes.
सही है. इट इज अ
There are only
रोटरी टाइप एयर कंप्रेसर, जहां पे अंदर सिलेंडर में वाल्व्स या पिस्टन्स होंगे, वो मोशन से एयर को कंप्रेस करते हैं. एंड एनीवन दिस टाइप्स ऑफ एयर कंप्रेसर?
That is
Screw type compressor.
इट इज स्क्रू टाइप कंप्रेसर्स.
Yes.
सही है. सो नॉर्मली जहां पे कंटिन्यूअस ऑपरेशन नहीं चाहिए वहां पे रोटरी टाइप कंप्रेसर्स चाहिए. जहां पे आपको यू रिक्वायर्ड कंटिन्यूअस ऑपरेशंस, सही है, वहां पे यू आर लुकिंग स्क्रू टाइप्स. सो एज ए वैल्यूअर ये तो पता होना चाहिए, मतलब एट आफ्टर मेकिंग अ विजुअल इंस्पेक्शन ऑफ द मशीन्स कि भाई व्हाट इज अ मशीन, what is the function of the machine, which is a machine, type of the machines. So anyone do not misguide us at the time of inspections. Okay. Same fan and blower. It is also supplying the air just like a air compressor. What is the function of the fan, and what is the function of a blower?
Blower is used for cleaning with high pressure air, medium or medium, low air. Fan is just for cooling purpose.
Okay, so main difference in the fan and blower is the volume of air. सही है मतलब when you are required the large quantity or volume of air, that is not possible by the fan, it is only possible by the blower. Blower क्या करता है? It may be a supply the air or may be a suck the air. Okay, चाहे fan that make a movement of the air. Okay, जैसे हमारे offices में many times we are finding the exhaust fan. What is the function of exhaust fan? Well, simply exhaust fan मतलब create a current of the air, so it is a sucking the air from the inside and put it outside.
Going outside, yes.
So
creating negative pressure.
So type of fan में okay device that produce a current of air by movement of the broad surface, provide air for the ventilation or industrial process need for the air flows, just like a boiler. Okay, boiler में what is the function of the boiler or what happening in the boiler?
Converting water into steam.
Using the
Heat.
How it is heat is generated?
By burning fuel. By
Burning the fuel. What you required for the burning?
Oxygen.
The fuel is
Blower.
required. Fuel is required, and oxygen is
Oxygen required. Now boiler itself is a closed vessel or drum, and there is an insufficient oxygen availability inside. So how you will supply the oxygen?
Through air supply.
Through a
blower,
air supply. Large quantity of a large volume of the air you are supplying to the blower, which provide the sufficient oxygen in the boiler and complete fuel burning take place.
Yes.
सही है.
Yes.
Same many times with the chimney you are finding a ID fan and FD fan. What is the function of this fan?
Sending quantity of air.
To adjust gases from
exhaust. सही है. To exhaust मतलब they are forced air or uplift the air by the force fan function. So ऊपर भेजते हैं above a certain height and it is released. See? So type of fan में again it is a centrifugal fan or axial fan. Again radial fan, forward curve fan, backward curve fans. Okay. Same in the axial fan, you will find the propeller fan that normally we are using for the exhaust fan, axial tube axial fan, vane axial fans. Okay. So based on the selections where it is a required quantity or air current of the required fan is selected. Same blower, we can classify blower into the centrifugal blower or positive displacement blower. Part of the blower may it consists the impeller, blade, hood, hub, housing inlet, outlet, and guideway. So how much pressure requires based on that there is a fan and blowers or air compressor selected. If you require the pressure up to the 1136 mmWc, fan is selected. If you required pressure up to the 2006, you select the blower, and about 2062 you require the compressor. What do you mean by the mmWc?
Water column.
Water column is millimeter of water column.
Mm of water column.
Yes.
Okay, to measure the pressure, water pressure in a mm. Okay, so centrifugal blowers, when you are find a blower with the circular disc at one side, it is always a centrifugal blower. When you find a cylinder over a blower, cylinder type structure over the blower, always it will be positive displacement type of the blower. So by the visualization is if we have little bit knowledge about its structure, we can identify types of the blowers. Many times we are finding that insufficient data. Okay, so many things are part of the क्या बोलेंगे इसे prerequisite to become a valuer of a plant and machinery. If you are not capable to identify a machine with its structures, there is a deficiencies, little bit deficiencies in. We are not updating our knowledge on the day-to-day basis. Same thermic fluid heater. What is the function of the thermic fluid heater?
Carrying the heat
But
from
thermic
one
fluid
point to
heater.
another point.
What is the difference between the boiler and thermic fluid heater?
Boiler uses water. This is using thermic fluid is using the fluids.
It's not producing steam, it's only heating the water.
It is not converting the state. Boiler में क्या होता है? It convert your liquid state to gaseous state. While in any मतलब thermic fluid heater is the heating the any fluid at certain temperature only. We know that many chemical processes that take place at the specific temperature and pressure only. If you are not finding that pressure or temperature, reaction will not take place. So thermic fluid heater is used to heat up the fluid, not for the conversion of the state, okay, at a specific temperatures. Thermic fluid heater are used to just heat the water, not necessarily producing steam. Okay. Water is heated, passing a hot thermic fluid in the tubes, submerged into a water. To bring the any fluid at specific temperature, we are using the thermic fluid heater. Yeah. Any doubt, any questions? किसी को भी? Whatever up to the यहाँ तक जो हमने डिस्कस किया है उसके बेसिस पे okay. DG set. What is the function of DG set?
Converting chemical energy to electrical energy.
Generating electrical
Generating electrical energy. सही है?
Yes.
Okay. So how it is electrical energy is generated? So
From
it is
diesel to electrical.
Okay. So by burning any fluids that in form of the diesel or kerosene, heat is generated. That is used for the rotations of a generator, and generator are used for generator are generating the energy. It is just like a mini power plant.
Yes.
What is the unit of the DG set?
kVA.
kVA, kilovolt ampere.
What is the unit of boiler?
Tons per hour.
Tons per hour. TPH. Okay. What is the unit of thermic fluid heater?
Kilowatt.
नहीं, watt नहीं आएगा. Thermic fluid heater क्या करता है? He is generating the heat.
Temperature of the fluid.
Increase the temperature. मतलब it is a
Calorific
giving the
value.
heat.
Calorific value में आएगा.
Heat का unit क्या है?
Joules.
Calorific value per unit.
Watt.
Mass.
नहीं है. Kilojoule per calorie.
Kilojoule, yes.
सही है. Then क्या पढ़े थे? Normally air compressor का unit क्या रहता है? CFM bar, kg per meter square or whatever. Pascal, line. Then heat exchanger का unit क्या रहेगा?
Same kilojoules per
नहीं
per unit area.
सरफेस एरिया पे डिफाइन होता है. ओके, मीटर स्क्वायर. इतना सरफेस एरिया कम इनटू द कॉन्टेक्स्ट. Okay, so same the DG set, engine make, number of cylinders, alternating make, type, rating of engine. That technical specifications will be required to collect during the valuation process. Next is refrigeration and air conditioning. What is the difference between the refrigeration and air conditioning?
Refrigeration, cooling, air conditioning, condition the air. Humidity also control.
Okay, रेफ्रिजरेशन ओनली कंट्रोल द टेम्परेचर्स. आप फ्रिज में देखोगे तो टेम्परेचर कंट्रोल होता है. While air conditions में it is control the temperature and humidity both. That's why due to the humidity you are feeling the good या well. आप फ्रिज में बैठ जाओगे तो you are not feeling the well. मतलब not फ्रिज, आप अगर बड़े फ्रिज में या cold storage में भी जाओगे, so you are not feeling the well as much in the air compressor, because refrigerator is only controlling the temperature, while air conditioning both, and both have the industrial applications. Okay, so application of the refrigeration, you find the food processing distributions, just like a storage of the raw fruit, vegetables, fridge, meat, poultry, dairy products, beverages, candy, process and distribution of the frozen foods, refrigerated tankers. Some industrial applications also. Now it is what we are using in the industry. Whenever you cool down the temperatures, the state are changed. मतलब आपका gas होगा, it will be converted into the liquid at the low temperature. The liquid will be converted to solid at the low temperature. And this characteristic we are using in the industries. So separation of the gases, functional distillation process in the petroleum industries. We are cooling down the temperature, so gas is converted into the liquids. Okay. Condensation of the gases for the transformation, just like an ammonia plant. At the low temperature, ammonia gas become a liquid ammonia. It is easy to store. It's required the less space and it is to transport one place to another place. Dehumidification of the air in the pharmaceutical industries. Okay, each and every pharmaceutical industry required the lower temperatures, low humidity or required humidities. Otherwise, humidity will absorb by the product. If humidity absorbed by the product, it will be earlier degrade take place. Okay, that's why in the pharmaceutical, we use the one machine to control the humidities or remove the humidity. Anyone? कौन सा machine था?
Dehumidifier.
नहीं. Fluid bed tire. Fluid bed tire. Then the solidification of the solid, just like dewax in the petroleum industry from the liquid mixture. If you want to separate from the wax, so simply wax mixture को आप cool करिए. On the cooling, wax will be firstly convert into the solid, and remain water you can separate out using the separation process. It is a very easy to separate out liquid and solid. And storage liquid at the low pressure, just like natural gas, LPG gas जो हम use करते हैं in the home as a gas cylinder. सही है. CNG जो gas आता है, it is also in form of the liquid आता है, pressure release करते हैं, then it's converted into the gaseous form. Removal of the heat of reactions. Okay, refrigerations, exothermic reactions. Exothermic reactions मतलब anyone?
Heat release.
During the process,
Chemical process, heat release.
Generate the heats. Okay, so in a tire industry, synthetic rubber process करते हैं, so exothermic reaction में lot of heat generate होती है, उसको cool down करने के लिए we are using the refrigeration. Cooling of the preservative, drugs को बनाए रखने के लिए, natural rubber को store करने के लिए, otherwise it will react with the atmosphere and degrade. Recovery of the solvent, carbon tetrachloride in the textile productions, convert gas to liquid. Anyone idea in which process? We study the textile industry also. removal of the chlorine हमने पढ़ा था. After doing the removing all the natural impurities. Okay. After removing all the natural impurities available in the fibers. Okay. We are doing the removing the tetrachloride, that is form of the chlorine in a textile industries. Okay. और उसके बाद में bleaching और उसके बाद में main process of the processing industry in textile is a क्या है प्रोसेस में मेन प्रोसेस सेक्शन ऑफ द टेक्सटाइल इंडस्ट्री में मेन प्रोसेस क्या है which give the strength and silkiness appearance to the fabric merchandisation process. Okay? So these are industrial applications of the refrigerations. Okay. Same we have some find refrigerations just like cold treatment of the metal in a medical plasma separation of the antibiotic for making a ice skating ring in a constructions where exothermic reactions are takes settling down the constant exothermic process desalination of the water and ice manufacturing. What do you mean by the desalination of the water? Desalination.
Converting that salty water into
drinkable water.
Potable water.
Yes.
Potable water we can say. So desalinations mein it is used. Same air conditioning. The main purpose of the industrial air conditioning system to provide benefit conditions so that required process can be carried out, product produced. So all the laboratories in the industry, you will find the air conditioning. So yeah, in a printing industries, you will find the air conditioner. Why?
To avoid quick drying of the ink.
हाँ मतलब एयर कंडीशनिंग क्यों होता है?
कूलिंग द स्पेस.
नहीं कूलिंग तो है मतलब वी आर रिड्यूसिंग द टेम्परेचर बट दूसरा फंक्शन क्या है?
ह्यूमिडिटी कंट्रोल.
ह्यूमिडिटी कंट्रोल्स. अगर ह्यूमिडिटी ज्यादा रहेगी तो इट विल बी नॉट टेक अ प्रॉपर प्रिंट ओवर द पेपर्स. सही है. कलर है दैट विल बी स्प्रेड आउट ओवर. सो ह्यूमिडिटी कंट्रोल्स. मैन्युफैक्चरिंग ऑफ द प्रिसाइज पार्ट सेमीकंडक्टर माइक्रोचिप प्रोसेस ये सबको लो टेम्परेचर पे करना होता है. टेक्सटाइल इंडस्ट्री में जो स्पिनिंग यूनिट होता है दे आर यूजिंग द एयर कंडीशनर. रीजन व्हाई?
Again, humidity control.
Temperature. Yeah.
ह्यूमिडिटी कंट्रोल्स. अगर ह्यूमिडिटी ज्यादा होगी तो क्या होगा? What will be there is a higher level of the humidity in a spinning unit. Yarn will be absorb the humidity. Cotton है that will be absorb the humidity and it will be not taking a proper shape of the diameters and not getting the proper strength. Okay. Pharmaceutical industries, cleaning room by the at the specific
ह्यूमिडिटी कंट्रोल.
ह्यूमिडिटी कंट्रोल्स. सही है. देन फोटोग्राफिक मटेरियल स्टोरेज के लिए वी रिक्वायर द ह्यूमिडिटी. एनिमल फार्मिंग एनिमल हस्बेंड्री के लिए नाउ मैंने यूजिंग द एयर कंडीशनिंग सो मेक अप प्रोडक्शन ऑफ द मोर मिल्क. Okay, another some commercial applications in a residential office, shopping center, hospital, supermarket that we are. Okay, now this is not part of the syllabus. Yet ducting types of the ducting for the refrigerations. next part is electrical installations. Okay, control systems we study in the last chapter: open loop control system, closed loop control systems, PLC, DCS. Okay. What do you mean by the drives? So system which control the motion of electrical machine known as a electrical drives. Okay, anyone? Types of that drives में क्या रहेगा?
मोटर है, मोटर.
What is the component of the drives? Types of drives में
VFD,
थायरिस्टर रहेगा, रेगुलेटर रहेगा.
VFD का मतलब क्या होता है?
variable frequency,
Variable frequency drive.
Variable frequency drive. मतलब the drive
Yeah.
operated by the frequencies.
frequency modulation.
Okay. Then frequency में भी मतलब frequency है तो आप altitude भी change कर सकते हो according to requirements. सही है. Pneumatic to analog, analog to digital convert कर सकते हो. मतलब various types of drives are available. You can classify drives as a single motor drives or say group motor drives or say multi-motor types. Reversible drives or non-reversible drives. तो आपकी ड्राइव क्या करेगी? According to the load, will send the feedback signal to the control units और control units according to the correction action place में जो आपका modulator होगा which convert frequency drive का मतलब क्या होता है? It is convert your electric signal into the frequency. Okay, fire optics में क्या होता है? Fiber optics में क्या होता है? It convert your
Light
electrical
energy.
signals into the
Light
light signals. सही है. तो आपका जो मॉड्यूलेटर होगा वो सिग्नल को कन्वर्ट करेगा, अगेन विल ब्रिंग सिग्नल्स टू द मोटर और मोटर को अगेन कितनी स्पीड पे घूमना है या बंद करना है, दैट सिग्नल विल सेंड. सो अकॉर्डिंग टू द योर लोड, sensing unit is sensing and calibrating with the set point in a control unit. According to the deviations, control unit will send the signals to the modulators and modulators will operate your models. Okay. Switch gear. What do you mean by the switch gear? Anyone?
Controls large
On
amount
off.
of power.
क्या कंट्रोल करेगा?
I mean,
Supply on, supply off.
Power.
short circuit और कुछ तो भी होना.
Yeah. So
power circuit. Yeah.
it is a protecting device. Okay, it is a protecting device. It is a combination of electrical disconnect switches, fuses, or circuit breaker used to control, protect, and isolate the electrical equipments. So normally, we are finding that whenever there is a input of the electricity to the factory premises, you find the switch gears. After or before the transformer, you will find the switch gears. Okay. At end of the STLT or say high tension panel or low tension panel, you will find the switch gears. Okay. So it is a controlling equipments. Okay, disconnect switches, fuses, and so type of it is a air, oil, vacuum. Okay, air type switch gear, oil type switch gear, vacuum type. Based on is a capacity. If low capacity switch gear, then normally it is a air type. Now we know that whenever there is a connection or disconnection between the any electrical point, spark is generated. Okay, हम घर में भी switch on off करते हैं, at the time also spark is generated. So how this spark is quenched, based on that is classified air. At low capacity switch gears, pressurized air are filled into the switch gears. Whenever the spark is generated, this pressurized air is released and squeeze the part. In a medium capacity switchgear, oil. So the contactor are merged into the oil. Whenever the spark is connected, there is a connection or disconnections, spark is generated. The spark is quenched by the oil. Gas. Okay. For the high capacity switchgears, gas which work as a fire extinguishers. So whenever there is a disconnection or connection between that due to the high voltage or current, spark is generated, spark is quenched by the gases. So many times there is questions, which types of gas are filled in switch gears? Any idea?
Nitrogen?
Has to be
नहीं
gases like nitrogen.
नहीं देखिए नाइट्रोजन गैस होता है टू इंक्रीज द मतलब नाइट्रोजन मोस्टली नॉन रिएक्टिव गैसेस और वो हम भी जो भी पैक्ड फूड खाते हैं वहां पे फिल किया जाता है. Okay, it is a SF6 sulfur hexafluoride.
Sulfur.
S for the sulfur, hexa से 6, F for fluoride, sulfur hexafluoride. और very high voltage पे it is a vacuum. Okay, so for the burning you require the oxygen. If there is a vacuum, absence of oxygen, no burning will take place and automatically your spark will be quenched. So entire power distribution systems may you will find a lot of equipments. So power distributing equipment terminology used to describe any apparatus used for the generation, transmission, distributions, and control of the electrical energy. Okay. So at the site of the generations, okay, generations मतलब power plant में क्या होगा for the distributions?
Transmission or generator.
Okay, so at the type of generations, you will find the transformer and a switch yard. Okay, switch yard goes to the transmission, power transmission line. Okay, transmission to each reach to the distributions. Distributions, it reach to the substations. From the substation, it will be distributed to the consumer. सही है. So generations, transmissions, distributions, and control of the electric energy. Control मतलब yes, whatever the protecting machinery or protecting devices are used for their purpose. So you find that panel board, switchboard, low voltage motor control systems in an industry, low voltage switchgear, medium voltage power and distribution transformer, medium voltage metal anchored switchgears, medium voltage motor control systems, medium voltage metal anchored switchgears. Okay, so switchgears, panel board, and switchboard you will find in an industry which controls electrical energy. Whatever the energy, electrical energy received, उसको safely reach out करने का up to the machines. So if we study from the, let's assume there is a one large scale industry, cement plant or steel plant. So electrical energy is supplied by the state government. So first, what will be there? Electrical energy, electric supplied by the state government to the cement plant. So first you will find
transformer.
Before a transformer, there is a CTPT. From that again switch gear, then transformer.
Okay.
Then again switch gear, then you will find it is goes to the
switchyard.
नहीं switch yard नहीं आएगा. We are
Machine.
not going to distribute. Okay, we are going to receiving the electric energy.
Oh,
Okay, so first you will find the switch gear CTPT. CTPT का मतलब what do you mean by the CT and PT?
Control transformer, power
Current transformer and potential transformer.
Potential transformer.
Then it is will be a transformer. Which types of transformer will be placed here?
Step down.
Step down transfer.
Step down. Again, from after the transformer, you will find the
Switch gear.
switch
Switch gear.
gear. Say protecting device. From the switch gear, it will be a transfer to the
Machines.
power system.
नहीं directly machines में नहीं जाएगा.
To the MCCs.
Panels.
Panels.
HT high tension panels.
HT panels, LT panels.
HT panels में जाएगा. HT panel से it will be a load is distributed to the
Transformer.
LT panels. LT panels से it will be a distribute to the control panels of the machines, and then it goes to the
Machine.
machine. Okay, and throughout the systems, what required for the connection? Simple है. सही है. मतलब ट्रांसफार्मर को स्विच गियर से कनेक्ट करने के लिए स्विच गियर्स को एलटी पैनल्स कनेक्ट करके रिक्वायर्ड द केबल्स. Cables.
Bus.
Or from voltage to current variations, your cable will be a vary. Each every stage, your cable will be a types of the cable. According to the applications, your cable will be a vary. So it is an entire electrical systems or installations you will find in a an industrial premises. Okay, so from panel board, it is a transfer to the machines. Okay, so here it is we are studying the panel board, switchboard, and gear. So panel board, single panel or group panel with a design or assembly in form of the single panel, including buses, automatic current overcurrent devices, and equipped with or without the switches for the control of the light, heat, or power circuits. Okay, buses matlab it is a wiring group of the wiring that arised. Okay. You will find a protecting device. Okay, and you will find a may control for the lights, heat, or power circuits, designed to place the cabinet or cut box place against the wall, partition, other supporting assembly. So आपकी जो panel board होगा always a single face, मतलब front face only. उसके पीछे कुछ नहीं होगा. So mainly in a panel board, you will find the devices to make a on off, start बंद करने के लिए. Okay, any else normally you will not find. In panel board में machines को start और बंद करने के लिए you find the switches and protecting device inside it. Okay, it is always a front side or one face only. Switchboard. Okay, so large single panel frame or assembly of panel which is mounted on a face. मतलब आपके जो switchboard है may be a face, backward or both side, which having a switches, overcurrent devices, protecting devices, bus, and usually instrument. Okay, what do you mean by the instrument? Last time we have discussed instrument में क्या क्या आता है?
Strains into voltage.
Valves,
current.
pneumatic valves, pressure,
Ammeter,
voltmeter.
voltmeter.
नहीं. मतलब it is a right. Any ammeter and voltmeter is an example.
In electrical instruments. Yeah.
Okay, so आपके instruments में आएगा sensors, any types of sensors, transmitter and transducer, display and recorder. These are called the instruments. Okay, फिर मतलब मेजर करने के लिए आपके मीटर्स हो गए, कुछ मल्टीमीटर्स हो गए. सही है, जो भी मेजर करते हो मतलब सारे सेंसर को टेम्परेचर मेजर करने के लिए सेंसर, प्रेशर, लेवल, जो भी आपको क्वांटिटी मेजर करने के लिए है. then transducer that converts signal into one form to another form, transmitter that's amplify and bring the signal to the control units. In control unit, you may have a display or recorders. Okay. So in a switch gears, you will find that there is a display and recorders. Sahi hai? In a panel board, you will not find any displays or recorders. Same, there is a switches which used for the controls. Okay. Same switch gear. Okay. So low voltage switch gear or multiple individuals enclosed low voltage power circuit breakers, bare buses, connection, instrument, power control, power transformer, instrument, meter and relays. So आपके जो switch gears होते हैं, normally you will not find the operating switches. यहाँ पे its work will be as a regulator, okay, which have a circuit breakers, instrument, transformers, meters, relay, control wiring, and other accessories device. So you will find that majorly there is a recorder and inside there is a relay diagram put out. So according to the conditions, relay will be operated, make the on off sequentially, whatever the logic that you have provided. Okay. So normally we are known, okay, but ये panel board है, but panel board, there is a difference between the panel board, switchboard, and switch gear. Okay, same, you will find a motor control center. What do you mean by the motor control system center? That controls the motor in a combinations of the unit or a common bus bar. So इंडस्ट्री में अगर एक मोटर या एक मशीन बिगड़ जाती है, इफ इट्स वन मशीन इज malfunctioning, automatically all other machine and motor should be shut down. So this control is provided by the motor control systems. So floor mount and assembly, one or more enclosed vertical section, typically having a common bus bar and connected with the combinations of a motor control unit. सही है. Then transformer. Type of transformer में anyone?
Dry type, oil type.
OLTP,
Dry
oil.
type and oil type.
Okay, dry types, oil type. Okay. Mainly transformer are classified power transformer, distribution transformer. Okay. Again, it will be a classified step up transformer, step down transformer. Okay. Again, based on the cooling, it may be a classified, okay, dry type or oil type transformer. Again, based on the is a winding or armature ratings, it will be classified. Okay. So, but primary power transformer and distribution transformer. So power and distribution transformer are used for the transformation of the voltage for distribution of the electric power. They can be classified into the dry or liquid field, usually mineral oil, silicone or paraffin spent oil fuel. Okay. So at the generations, okay, whatever the electricity generated by the generator, firstly using the power transformer, वहां पे it is a setup, मतलब step up किया जाता है, voltage increase किया जाता है, current are reduced and transmitted through the transmission line to the substations. Again substations में it making the step down. Step down करने के बाद it is distributed to the various area of the substations. Again we are finding कि हमारे घर पे at our house or at the street we are finding one transformer. Again it is a distribution transformer which step down the transformer at the required level and reach up to the our home. मतलब one in controlled form, safely electrical energy is reaching to the machinery or from generation stations to its reach at the our house. It all are the electrical systems or electrical installations. It may be have some equipment in form of the transformer, in form of the control device, in form of the panel, in form of the cables. Okay. So entire thing which used to safely energize machine using the electrical energies come under the electrical installations. Okay. Yeah. Any doubt or any questions? Okay. Here we are not further discussing about the different types of cable.
Then how to find out whether the transformer is a power transformer or distribution transformers? Any
Sorry?
difference? By visually, how can we differentiate whether it's power transformer or distributed?
Okay. So it is
transformer?
a basically you find the ratio of a winding. सही है. Step up में क्या होगा और step down में क्या होगा?
Step up, step down ठीक है सर, लेकिन जैसे power और distribution transformer
Power
को
or
कैसे?
distribution difference, I also want to understand, sir.
Sorry. So power is a step up type of transformer. Distribution is a step down type of transformer.
Oh,
Okay, sir.
Yes,
Yeah.
higher to lower. Yes.
Power transformer, matlab, if you want to transmit the energy from one place to another place, so you have to increase the voltage and reduce the current. Why we have to reduce the current and increase the
To
voltage?
avoid transmission losses.
To avoid the eddy current effect in the wires.
Loss of energy. Yes.
Loss of energy and eddy current.
Yes.
Due to the eddy current, there is a loss of energy.
I got it, sir.
Reduce the transmissions losses. Okay. Yeah. Any questions? Doubt? Otherwise, this chapter is still pending. Some of the points. It is about 4. So let's take a break for the 15 minutes. Okay. बंसल जी है आप 15 मिनट के लिए ब्रेक लेते हैं, टी ब्रेक. बंसल जी नहीं है, कोई बात नहीं.
सर.
हाँ है, आप है क्या? हेलो, कोई बात नहीं.
Yes, sir.
We are taking a break of up to the 4:10.
Okay.
Okay, tea break up to the 4:10.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, in the same chapter, we are going to discuss material handling equipments. Okay, again, in a classifications, we find that process equipment, utility, electrical installations, control systems, material handling equipments, lab equipments, foundations, structural support, and all this. Okay. So material equipment we are classifying based on its characteristics. So major equipment categories that mean from the transport equipment which used to movement material from one location to another locations. Positioning equipment which is used to handle material at single locations or multiple to change its current positions. Unit load formation equipment used to restrict materials so that they maintain their integrity when handle a single load during the transportation or for storage. Storage equipments used for the holding or buffering the materials. And identification or control equipment used to collect and communicate the informations that is used to coordinate flow of the materials. So different types of materials or classifications we can use that as first transportation equipment. We can say conveyors. Under the conveyors, we again find the different types of conveyor. That may be a chute conveyor, wheel conveyor, roll conveyor, chain conveyor, salt conveyor, flatbed conveyor, magnetic belt conveyor, Tuffet bed conveyor, bucket conveyor, vibrating conveyor, screw conveyor, pneumatic conveyor, vertical conveyor, and many more. So according to the applications, your conveyor systems are selected. Industry to industry, these conveyor systems are selected based on its applications. Okay.
Please zoom in, sir.
Readable?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then cranes. Again, it is a transport equipment used for just like a jeep crane, bridge crane, gantry crane, or stacker crane. Okay. Industrial trucks for movements of the small cargo or small materials from one place to another place in form of the hand trucks, pallet trucks, walkie stacker, pallet trucks, platform trucks, counterbalance lift, narrow side stacker trucks, turret trucks, order pickers, slide loaders, tractor trailers, personal and burden carriers, or automatic guided vehicles. And next, that is a manual you can transport with help of the human resources. Same positioning equipment. We change the positions. Okay. So manually without equipment, lifting, tilting, or turning tables. Okay. If you want to move any angular position, मतलब 90 degree पे आपको move करना है, तो that can be used by the turning table. Dock leveler, ball transfer table, rotary index table, parts feeder, Alfim, hoist, balancer, unipressor, or industrial robots. To change the position, that may be up, down, or any three-dimensional changes, x-axis, y-axis, or z-axis पे अगर change करना है तो. Load unit formations, that is a pallet to handle the load, skid, slip seat, ton pans, pallet skid box, bins or racks, cartoons, bag, bulk, carrot, palletizations, wrapping or strapping, intermodal container. Storage, matlab just like a rack type, blocking stack, selective pallet rack, driving rack, drive-through rack, pushback, flow-through rack, sliding rack, cantilever rack, stacking frame, beams leveling, storage drawers, storage console, vertical lift module, A-frame, or automatic storage driven. And identification, just like when you are going the mall or आप billing करवाते हो, तो using the QR code they are identifying, या attendance systems करने के लिए through the finger or through the card, so that are called the identification and control equipments. So manual, barcode, using the radio frequency identification tag, using the voice recognition, using the magnetic strip, using the machine vision, using the portable data terminals. Okay. So according to the industry to industry and type to applications, different types of equipments are used, material equipment are used. Okay. Here, load formation. Load formations, those who are handling the load. Okay, we are not discussing each and every type, but just like a pallet. Okay. Wooden pallet or plastic pallet are used for the racking purpose at the ground. Okay. So it can easily make a movement using the any equipments, just like a forklift or pallet trucks. Okay. Skid, slip seat. Have you find, मतलब आपको कहीं पे पता है slip seat, application of slip seat?
No, sir, nowhere I seen.
हमारे प्रिंटर में जब whenever we are taking a printouts, so there is
Yes,
a inclined plastic types of tray which restrict the movement of the printouts after the outcome. It is a simple slip seats. Okay. Ton pens, simply like a carrots. Pallet split box, again, there's a downward you are finding the pallets and upward you are finding the box. Okay. Cartoons, bags in form of the paper bags or polythene bags. Containers in form of the PEEP or anything, cylinder, balers. Again, carrots in form of the plastic carrots, paper carrots, aluminum carrots. Intermodule containers. Strapping of trap bullings, मतलब ये strapping की बात हो रही है. Then shrinking wrapping machines. Okay, पूरे जो लोड होता है उसको चारों तरफ से रैप किया जाता है. Normally, when you are in a textile industry, when you want to transport the bobbins, so they are making the pallets of the bobbin, and then entire pallets of the bobbin are shrink wrapping using the glue tab. Okay, so downward there are the turning table. Table घूमता रहता है. Table are moving in a circular, and these are shallow taps. Taps are getting the movements over the boxes. Pallets. And then positioning, manual. Okay, positioning means of up, down, yeah, 3 axial movements, any. Okay, so lift, tilt, or turntables. You will find that there is a hydraulics mechanism. So you can move upwards or downwards using the lift, tilt, or turntable. Dock leveler. Okay. Dock leveler particularly used when any height of the structure is not matching with the height of the truck level. So using the dock leveler, it is a tilted and directly you can take out from the trucks or put into the trucks using the dock leveler. Okay? You find that there's a movement of the dock leveler to adjust the height with the truck levels. Ball transfer tables. So you are finding the balls over the conveyors, particularly when you are using the glass factory. Okay? Glass से transfer करने के लिए ball transfer use होता है. Rotary index, using the robotics arm. Okay? Using the robotics arm, 3-dimensional movements के लिए we are using the rotary index. Part feeder. Okay? When there is an assembly line, just like you are doing the bottling, make bottling, yeah, capping, yeah, crowning. So each bottlenecks, yeah, crown comes to your bottle. that is controlled by the part feeder. Airframe devices, hoist, simple, for the movement of the up and down. Balancer, for making your load into the uniform positions, untilted positions. Manipulator, again, pick and place, just like a robotic arm. Jeep cranes, okay, it is a one-handed or one-arm cranes, industrial robots. Which give you three axial movements. Same, different types of conveyor. Okay, chute conveyor for the movements of the any hard materials, particularly in a form of the cartoons. Wheel conveyor, okay, for movements of any load. You find there are the wheel over the conveyor. Wheel are moving and movement for the one motion to another. Same, instead of wheel, you find the roller conveyors. There are the rolls over the conveyor. Okay. The movement of the rolls will convey one place to another place. Slanting conveyor. Okay. Instead of the flat, conveyor is slanting and control the positioning or movements of material. Flat belt conveyor. So normally belt are used over the roller to convey one place to another place. Magnetic band conveyor to remove the metal particles or iron particles. Magnets are placed over the conveyors. Throughout the belt conveyor, well, your belt conveyor you find in the U-shape to handle the powder-like materials. Bucket elevators for the movements from the lower surface to the upper surface, normally for the transmitting of the solid particles. In grain industries, you will find. Vibrating conveyors, conveyor used with the separation or grading. Your material move with the vibrations. So hard materials make a mover faster, and soft materials move at the lower speed. So you can also make the grading of the same thing. Just a minute. Okay. Vibrating conveyor, screw conveyor that we अभी discuss किया था in a extruder. So there's a rotating type of conveyor. So your material moving in the rotation forms. Okay. Pneumatic conveyor, carrier conveyor, vertical conveyor, just like a lifting conveyor. Reciprocating vertical conveyor, carton conveyor, simply. Top conveyors, trolley conveyors, pull conveyors, monorail conveyors. sortation conveyors, cranes. In a cranes, there are the jeep cranes, one handle jeep cranes, bridge conveyor, or simply we are knowing as a EOT, overhead transform conveyor, gantry conveyor, okay, for the movement of the heavy materials, just like a stone, stacker crane for the palletization or for the stacking of the box or materials. Okay. Industrial trucks, you will find the trucks, trolleys, pallet jacks, hydraulic pallet jacks, walkie stacker, pallet truck, and forklift. Okay, so you have to remember in this portion types of the conveyor and its example with some applications. Okay. Yeah, any questions out of this conveying systems? Yeah, material handling systems. Okay, we are not giving much time for this because this entire chapter carrying 2 marks. And a lot of contents are there in this chapter. One more point in the same chapter, it's a workshop machineries. Okay, so first is a lathe machine. Anyone? What is the usage of the lathe machine? Yeah, functioning of the lathe machine.
To remove the extra material from the surface of the material, steel, metal, and facing of the material.
So
removing excess material from the round
mainly
objects.
use, we can say,
Circular
lathe machine is primary use for the turning purpose. Okay, many times lathe machine also known as a turning machines. Then we can use for the cutting, yeah, drillings, but all types of cutting and drillings are not possible with the help of the lathe machines. To make a turning, lathe machine are primarily used. If we know the major part of the lathe machines, then it is a headstock and tailstock. Okay, in between this, your object or elements are placed. These are the tool post. According to your tool, it will be work over your job. To support this, your headstock and tailstock, there is a legs. Okay, here you find that it is a spindle, end of the headstock. It is a spindle which is the rotate same at the same speed. Your dead center, that is the tailstocks. Okay. Based on the rotations of the tailstock and headstock, your job will be rotate over the lathe, and the tool which is posted, located on the tool post, it will be make a functions in the lathe. So many times you are finding the questions. What do you mean by the 4 feet lathe? So it is a distance between the headstock and tailstock, means a maximum job that you can do on your lathe machine. It is a 4 feet. Okay. Many times questions arise. Spindle height or center height of the lathe. Okay. Same shaping machine. What is the function of the shaper?
Surface
Removing unwanted material from flat surface.
and also to create some T-ways and all. Some grooves.
So mainly the shaper are used to create a vertical or horizontal flat surface or inclining surface. This is the main. Okay, अगर आपको कुछ horizontal या inclining surface cut करनी है, then shaper will be used specifically. So it is your job post or say table. It is a tool post where tool is located. This part called is the ram. This part is called the column, sorry. And to support your tool post and column, there is a base. So it is a vice means to put your job work tightly, and your tool will cut in a horizontal or inclining forms. It works only on shaper and work only the surface area of the job. Okay, shaper are not used for the drill or turning or else possible. अगर आपको slanting cut लगाना है, तो it can be done by the shaper. The same shaper, horizontal shaper and vertical shaper. Slotting machine. What is the function of a slotter?
Keyway.
Create keys, slots,
What मतलब?
steps, groove.
ग्रू करने के लिए स्पेसिफिक स्लॉटिंग मशीन का यूज है टू मेक अ स्लॉट ग्रूव्स और कटिंग कीवेज. जैसे गियर बॉक्स में आप देखते हो या गियर में होते हैं, वैसे अगर ग्रूव्स प्रोड्यूस करना है तो दैट कैन बी डन बाय द स्लॉटिंग मशीन्स. दैट कैन नॉट बी डन बाय द शेपर और लेथ मशीन्स. सेम मैकेनिकल स्ट्रक्चर्स. इट इज योर टेबल with a tool post, your tool, your ram, your column, and to support there is a base. Okay. On the table, we are putting the job and tool will work over it to make a grooves. Drill machine. What is the function of drill machine?
Holes can be made.
Making holes.
To making a bore. Okay. Hole here. Hole is a
Boring.
but word is a to make a bore. Okay. Many times question we are finding that what do you mean by the 25 mm drill machine?
What is the internal diameter of the hole?
Maximum bore that you can make using this drill machine is a 25 mm. Yet maximum hole you can make. Okay. Proper word is a bore. Radial drill machine, pillar drill machines. It can only the vertical movements. Radial drill machines has a 360 movement, vertical and horizontal, both movements have. Milling machine. What is the function of milling machine?
It's also for making
Surface.
plane surfaces
Surface.
for
Surface
larger
material removals.
objects. Plane surfaces, removal of the material from the
Milling main machine, it is not used for the cutting purpose. If you want to mill, just like you want to have a make a thickness of the 5 mm and plate become a thickness of the 5.05 mm. Now 0.05 mm you cannot cut. That can be used by the milling machine. You can mill or rub 0.05 mm using the milling machines. Okay. Horizontal milling machines, vertical milling machines. Grinding. What is the function of difference between the milling machine and grinding machine?
Amount of material removals.
Amount of material removed. In a surface grinding machine, it's grind only the surface which make more suitable या attractive. मतलब ऊपर का जो layer होगा in some micron वही grind होगा. Milling में वो up to the some can be a mill down. Okay. So these are the common works of materials that we are finding in the industries. You have to remember its functions and name of its components. Yeah, name of its parts. Okay, so almost this second chapter we are completing here. Okay, उसमें आएगा आपकी utilities, air conditioning and refrigerations, material handling equipments, and workshop machinery for 2 marks if we are going for the preparation of the exams. Okay, any doubt, any questions? किसी को भी?
For material handling, sir, what kind of questions are expected for material handling?
Sir, what types of questions that I do not know, because it is a too much lengthy chapters and only for 2 marks. 2 marks, matlab there will be 2 questions only. Okay, so normally we are finding that major questions are from the utility and workshop machineries.
So from past couple of classes, what I see, plant and machinery is only dealt with theoretical questions. There is no mathematical questions, right?
In a MCQ, you will find majorly theoretical question. In a case study, which is about 26 marks, it's purely based on the calculations, mathematical.
Okay.
Okay, so case study, there are the 3 questions of the case study. I do not know exact marking, but 3. Okay, we are going for the same thing, opening the syllables.
1286, sir.
Okay, your last question, that is a case study. It is a purely based on the numerics. Okay, it is a belongs to the 26 marks. So one case study is of a 12 mark. Matlab 6 questions, 6 questions belong to this. Second case study is a 8 marks, matlab 4 questions, and the third is a 6 marks, matlab the 3 questions. So this 26 mark is a purely based on the numerics. Okay. Next 2 chapters that we are discussing, it is a theoretical process. Okay. Process of valuations, that is a 3 mark, and broad category of the machines, 2 mark. Okay. It is a purely based on the your understanding of the identification of the machines, depreciation chapter, cost approach, market approach, and income approach. Okay. वही समझने से ये जो 5 मार्क के क्वेश्चंस है, you will able to get an answer. Okay, just like check the list for the valuation of the plant and machinery, document to be required prior the inspection and ABC analysis. Checklist for valuation of the plant and machinery. आप अपने client से what you will demand from your client कि I am looking this document for the valuation process. बताइए.
Machine register.
FAS, fixed asset register.
FAR we
Fixed asset register. Then
plant layout.
Copies of statutory and regulatory compliance.
Statutory permissions,
Regulatory. compliances.
Manuals also.
Last 5 years audited financial statements.
Balance
And
sheet.
then
Balance sheet.
Inventory.
balance sheet. And then copies of invoices if available.
Copies of invoices. Simply, whatever the point that we have discussed in a macro identity and micro identifications. Okay, you require the line process layout. You require the information about the product and byproduct. You require the information about the number of shift. You are required about the financial ratios or fixed asset registers. You require information about the regulatory measure. You require the information about the quality of the product. You require the information about the micro identifications, that is all the technical specification of the machines, just like a description of the machines, make, model, capacity of the machines, year of manufacturer, year of manufacturing, who is a manufacturer, year of installations, energy drives required for it, drives installed for the drive, records of the repair and maintenance. So whatever we discuss under the micro identification and macro identifications, it is a checklist that you required. Okay. What do you mean by the ABC analysis?
That is categorization
That
of the
high value,
machinery
control.
depending upon their
Value
value.
of the
Cost basis, purchase cost basis.
Cost.
Okay. ABC analysis matlab you are making the sequence of priority for the inspections of the asset. Okay. Matlab which asset you will make inspection first, second, third, and last. Okay. So how we will identify the priority? So it based on the cost involved into the establishment of the utilities. Sorry, in the establishment of the facilities, production facilities. Yeah, simply you can go with you will inspect the core machinery first. You will inspect the utility second, electrical installations and control systems third, then rest of the small material handling equipment, lab equipments and software and else you will inspect the last. In simple, ABC analysis is you are making a priority for the inspections. Which types of machinery I will make inspect first. Okay. Then item treated as a plant and machinery. Okay, that again we have discussed in the first chapter. So fencing around the industrial plant is considered as a plant and machinery or land and building.
Land and building. Around the plant, land and building.
Around the plant, it will be considered as a land and building. Fencing around the machine for the protection purpose is a
Plant and
machinery. Okay. RCC chimney.
plant and machinery.
RCC tank for the drinking water to the worker.
Land and building.
Land and building. RCC tank to store a finished good.
Plant and machinery.
Plant and machinery. सही है. Water treatment plant.
Plant and machinery.
Air condition installed in a safe vault of bank.
Plant and machinery.
Electrical installation and bank premises.
Land and building.
Plant and machinery.
Electrical installation in bank premises considered as a not plant.
Land and building.
Not plant, मतलब land and
Land
building.
and building. Land and building. Sorry.
सही है. So in first chapter mein we have discussed with some examples, so you have to study it. Then physical verification and survey. What you will do at the time of site inspections? बताइए.
Technical specification with the machine.
Okay. So first you will take the technical specific. You collect the technical specification of the machinery first. Then
working conditions are not we have to find.
you will observe the working conditions or wear and tear of the machines. Then
major repairs carried out
Efficiency.
recently.
Difference is
Efficiency.
If
Sorry?
nothing is there.
Efficiency.
Efficiency. You will check out the capacity utilizations of the plant or machinery. Okay. Then, okay, again, what we have discussed in the micro or macro identifications. You will check out
Log
the
sheet.
repair and maintenance status.
From the log sheet, logbook or log
Yeah,
sheet.
yeah. You will check out the working atmosphere or working conditions. You will check out the plant layout. You will check out the adhesion as per the plant layout or process layout. There's implementations or not. सही है. So what we have discussed under the macro and micro identifications, that all you make. If there is a discrepancy between the list provided, you will discuss with the management. Before the leaving, you will make a preparation of the list of machinery that you have to value. You will classify the machinery based on the contract rent or the leased out machinery. You will classify that machinery are at a scrap or surplus machineries. You will classify the asset as a off-balance assets. If any machinery that you find the ideal that it can be used with or without repair or not. So this all observations you will make during the physical verifications. Okay. So some logical questions will be there from these points. So data collection, valuation analysis for the replacement cost new method under the cost approach. Okay, you are going to do valuation by the replacement cost method under the cost approach. What data you will collect? Which types of data you will collect?
Maintenance record. Yes.
specification of
देखिए
the
replacement
machinery,
cost method में हम क्या करते हैं?
specification of the machinery we take,
Useful life of the machine.
and
Okay.
the
Similar are identical machines.
Yes.
and installation date.
Then
Life of the machine.
life of the machine. Then
Physical condition of the machine.
Acquisition cost, life of the machine, and useful life of the machine.
okay. A visible cost approach.
Effective age.
Slide is visible cost approach.
थोड़ा zoom
Yes, sir. Visible, sir.
थोड़ा zoom करिए सर.
Zoom out करें.
एक मिनट पहले.
मार्केट इंक्वायरी आइडेंटिकल मशीन का मार्केट इंक्वायरी.
Okay. You will make the market inquiry. देखिए replacement cost find करने के लिए पहले तो you have the methods. That is you have the market inquiry, quotations, that is a detailed method. You have indexation method, and you have cost to capacity methods. Okay. What do you mean by the replacement new cost? Replacement new cost is an addition of the machine price, tax and duties, loading and unloading cost, transportation cost, erection commissioning cost, foundation cost, necessary piping and electrical cost, and professional fees and finance cost. Okay, that also we have discussed under the chapter 16 index. अगर आपको replacement cost find करना है and you are adopted method of the detailed survey method, तो आप मशीनरी की actual price find करेंगे. What we mean by actual price?
Cost at the
Factory price.
Cost at the factory.
Cost as the factory price. Or you have what you have to find out?
You have to find out the cost at the plant.
cost at the plant in a installed and working
Working
condition.
condition. Yeah.
Okay, so you have to find summation of the export price, tax and duties, loading and unloading cost that is occurred to bring the asset from the manufacturing side to the end user side, transportations and insurance during the transportations, foundation cost, erection commissioning cost, piping, electricals, professional fee, and financial cost. If you are making the sum of this all cost, you are getting the replacement cost. Okay. Then second, after finding the replacement cost, what you are doing? You are providing the depreciation. To provide the depreciation, what you required? Age or effective age. You required the life. You required the physical deteriorations, or you required information about the obsolescence. Okay. Age or effective age, that is a chronological age or effective age. What do you mean by the effective age?
Is compared to the new machine.
Age compared to the efficiency of a machine with a new one, like kind. Okay. We discuss the physical life, useful life, balance economic life. Okay. If you are considering the useful life, salvage value and balance useful life for the calculation of the depreciations. Then why there is a physical deteriorations in your asset? First, due to the passage of time. आप एसेट को यूज नहीं करते हो, बट एक दो साल एसेट पड़ी रहती है, then also your asset will deteriorate. Then due to the uses, आप यूज करते हो तो there will be a wear and tear. That is based on the method of operation, number of shift, and surrounding atmosphere. Okay. Then obsolescence. There are two types of obsolescence: functional obsolescence and economic obsolescence. What do you mean by the functional obsolescence?
Due to the inefficiency of the subject asset.
Okay. Anyone more? Anyone else? When there is a deficiency in an asset itself compared to the modern equivalent asset, मतलब मशीनरी जो सब्जेक्ट एसेट है उसके कंपेयर में, comparing to the subject asset, if more efficient asset or machine is available, then old machine is suffering by the functional obsolescence. That may be due to the excess investment. Okay, functional obsolescence due to the excess investment means machinery are available cheaper compared to historical price. Machinery are comparably available cheaper compared to historical price. मतलब price trend of the machinery are downtrend. It is a functional obsolescence. Excess manpower. Older machines required more manpower compared to the new generation machines. Excess scrap. Older machinery are generating more scrap compared to the new generation machines. Excess rejection ratio. Old machine has a more rejection ratios compared to the modern equivalent assets. Excess equipment. Old machinery has more equipment compared to the new generation's machine. Inefficient layout plant. Old layout plant are obsolete compared to the new one. Yield loss. There is a less income throughout use of the old machine compared to the new machine. Okay. So if there is a super efficient machinery available compared to the old one, then old machine is suffering by the functional obsolescence. Anyone? What do you mean by the functional obsolescence?
Functional obsolescence. What is this? So
If a
the
better
inefficiency-
efficient machine is available than the older one.
Suppose
Then
the subject
which machine is
make-
suffering by the functional obsolescence?
suppose the
Older one.
current asset
Hold on.
is making more
IT
scrap
machines. Yes.
when compared to the asset, the newly designed asset in the market.
Okay.
Then this machine is suffering from functional obsolescence.
So when super efficient or more efficient machinery are available compared to the old one, then old asset is suffering by the functional obsolescence. Functional obsolescence due to the yield loss is coming. What's the mean? Functional obsolescence due to the yield loss. What's it mean?
Means
The
the
number
old
of
machine
units
is
produced by old machine and
old
compared
machine
with
is producing less.
anyone एक बंदा बोलिए. हाँ, नागेश्वर राव पहले आप बोलिए.
Yes, sir. Suppose the subject machine which we are valuing is producing less tonnage than the machine.
You are mute. आपने mute कर दिया. Okay. Next. Anyone else?
A subject machine is suffering from yield
Okay.
when compared to the market.
Hmm.
Market available machine.
number of units produced by the new subject machine when comparing the new machine.
Okay. Functional obsolescence due to the actual capital investment. What's this mean?
The previous
The
machines
same-
having the subject machine
नहीं,
is
बोलिए. Anyone, so everybody can get clear audio.
Maintenance cost is high due to excess
नहीं.
capital.
नहीं.
The cost of the when compared to the machine available in the market, the cost of this subject machine may be
म्यूट हो गए. नारायण जी, आप म्यूट हो गए.
new. So the modern machine which can be available at lower cost with better efficiency. So naturally the existing subject machine can be removed and new machine can be
So excess investment, capital investment, इसका मतलब होता है new machine are available at cheap price compared to the historical price. Price trend of the machine are a negative or downtrend. Okay. Next types of obsolescence is the economical obsolescence, which is due to the external factors, not related to the asset or machines, just like the end of the product, just like there is a less demand of the product, just like there is a competition, more competitions, just like raw materials are not available or available at a higher cost, just like increasing cost of the utility of raw materials, just like government regulations, just like environmental issues, just like availability of the credits. Okay, raw materials are not available. It is a economical obsolescence. Yeah, raw material or utility available at the higher cost. It is a economic obsolescence. Reduction in the demand of the product produced by the machine. Machine is lost its value. It is an example of the economical obsolescence. Okay. So in a cost approach, we are subtracting accumulated depreciation from the replacement cost and getting a DERC, depreciated replacement cost.
So technological.
Nowadays, according to the IBS, there is a two type of only. Technological obsolescence are merged as a part of the functional obsolescence. Okay. Functional obsolescence मतलब higher technology, new technology, machinery are available. Okay.
Oh.
So data collections. So you have to collect all the data related to the export price, related to the indexations, related to the depreciation, related to the age, use, or whatever required under the cost approach. Okay. Next is the broad category of the machine. Okay. So valuation of a machine for which new cost of identical brand new machine is available. How we will do the valuation in this scenario? You have a current cost of the identical machine, brand new machines, current identical brand new machines. How we will do the valuations? Which approach or methodology you will utilize in this scenario?
Market approach.
Anyone else? When current
Cost
of
approach.
the identical available, you will use the cost approach. Okay. Same current cost of identical brand new machine is not available. Now, what you will do?
If the used machines, cost of used machines available, then we'll go for market approach.
Madam, you will use now market approach. Okay. Third scenario, value of the machine which is no longer manufactured. ऐसे मशीन का वैल्यूएशन करना है जो अभी मैन्युफैक्चरिंग नहीं, कंपनी बंद हो गई है, कंपनी ने मैन्युफैक्चर करना बंद कर दिया.
कॉस्ट अप्रोच.
कॉस्ट अप्रोच से कैसे करोगे आप जब आपको मशीन की नए मशीन की प्राइस ही नहीं पता चलेगी क्योंकि मशीन मैन्युफैक्चरिंग ही बंद हो गया.
रिप्रोडक्शन कॉस्ट,
मार्केट अप्रोच.
मार्केट
You can do with the market approach या income approach जो available है आपके पास. Okay. Then reason for difference between the price of the machine with same technical specification and feature by the different manufacturer. Why there is a difference is in the pricing.
Brand names.
Specification, because depending upon specification, same technical specification. Because of location also maybe.
कॉस्ट.
देखिए सिंपल एग्जांपल देता हूं मैं. दो फोन है, एक एप्पल है और एक सैमसंग है. दोनों के फंक्शन फीचर सेम है, बट एप्पल आता है 1 लाख रुपए का, सैमसंग आता है 40,000 का. बाय
ब्रांड
टेक्नोलॉजी.
ब्रांड. बट ब्रांड में एक्चुअली क्या,
क्वालिटी ऑफ द प्रोडक्ट,
क्वालिटी ऑफ द मशीन. आप किसी मशीन की क्वालिटी कैसे मेजर करोगे?
फीचर्स, मोर फीचर्स.
किसी मशीन की क्वालिटी होती है मेजर बेस्ड ऑन द परफॉर्मेंस एंड एफिशिएंसी. सही है. एक का पावर कंजम्पशन कम है, स्क्रैप रेशियो कम है, मेंटेनेंस या ब्रेकडाउन कम है. दोनों के टेक्निकल स्पेसिफिकेशन सेम है, बट वन इज अ मोर एफिशिएंटली यूटिलाइज्ड कंपेयर टू ओवर अदर वन. सो बट ऑब्वियस उसकी प्राइसिंग ज्यादा होगी. सही है. फैक्टर टू बी कंसिडर अपडाउटिंग द कॉस्ट अप्रोच. लास्ट टाइम जो हमने अभी डिस्कस किया, दिस ऑल जो चार्ट हमने डिस्कस किया, दिस ऑल इज अ पार्ट अगेन. कॉस्ट अप्रोच में क्या क्या फाइंड करना पड़ेगा बताइए आप.
Identical similar machine, whether if it is available in the market, we have to find out the cost of that machine.
Okay.
Then subject machines acquisition cost,
Okay.
and life of the useful life of the machine and age of the machine. That's all these things. Then we'll calculate depreciated replacement cost.
और
Depreciation we have to calculate.
depreciation then
Then
DRC
DRC will calculate.
DRC. तो
Yes, sir.
आपको फाइंड करना पड़ेगा एज,
Replacement cost.
इफेक्टिव एज, यूजफुल लाइफ, बैलेंस यूजफुल लाइफ, इकोनॉमिक लाइफ, बैलेंस इकोनॉमिक लाइफ, रिप्लेसमेंट कॉस्ट, ऑब्सोलेशन है कि नहीं, वो सब फाइंड करना पड़ेगा इन अ कॉस्ट अप्रोच। सेम डेटा कलेक्शन एंड वैल्यू एनालिसिस कॉस्ट अप्रोच। देखिए ये दोनों क्वेश्चन सेम ही है यहाँ पे और यहाँ पर भी और ये वाला भी। okay? अब मार्केट अप्रोच के लिए क्या डेटा कलेक्ट करोगे आप व्हेन यू अडॉप्टिंग द मार्केट अप्रोच?
First, we'll find out the
Present
specification of the subject machine, and we'll find the similar or identical machines whether they are available in the market or not, and we'll categorize those available machines as per date and the as per
cost
the
of
time
used
of the
machinery
time of the sale,
of
time
same
of the
identical
sale.
or
Yeah.
similar.
Okay, price
And we'll
of
make
second-hand
adjustments.
machinery you will find and that adopt for the valuation process in market approach. Second-hand market में machinery at which price available that you will find and adopt. What you will do for the adoption of the income approach?
Income approach, if it is income generating, then we find out the future generating incomes, and we'll find out the present value of the future cash flows.
सही है भैया, you will find the income generation capability of the machines and all the macro identifications used to adopt the income approach. Okay, so again
which
this
method of depreciation is used in machines?
to find a depreciation you can use the straight line method, WD method or unit of productions method. Any one method you can use to find the
But
depreciation of the machine.
depreciation does not play any role in this income.
No, in a market approach and in an income approach, there is a no terminology or role used as a part of the depreciation. Depreciation specifically belongs to the cash approach only.
Sir, valuation of a machine which is no longer manufactured.
You can do valuation by the market approach or income approach.
Whether sinking fund method is used in machine depreciation?
To find the depreciation, normally we are not using the sinking fund. Yeah, but we can use the sinking fund methodology of depreciation in a real estate for the valuation of land and building when there is a leased out property.
It is followed by the CES, chart accountant.
Sorry?
CES are doing it in general.
नहीं, मतलब CS is not like only CS can do or chartered accountant can do. As a valuer of the land building and the plant and machinery, we can also use, but specifically under scenario when asset is leased out and the lessor is lessee is losing the asset end of the lease period. As a scenario, we can go with the sinking fund method also. Okay, there is about 13 method of depreciations as a plant and machinery. In our syllabus, there is a straight line method, WD method, and unit of productions method only. So rest of method we are not discussing as a part of this discussion session. Okay, meaning of the depreciation for tear and wear, method of the depreciation, observe straight line and written down method. Okay. Yeah. Any more question? No question. Okay. Let's go for the some numerics. Okay. First, we will just going to identify to find methodology using the straight line method. And tomorrow we will discuss over the some of the case studies. Visible to our Excel?
Yes.
Okay. Straight line method say. Okay. So first you have to find out depreciable amount. What do you mean by the depreciable amount?
Total amount that can be depreciated during its economic
What do you mean by the depreciable amount? Depreciable amount is the replacement cost new minus scrap value. Okay. Yeah, we can say historical cost minus scrap or salvage value, whatever word is used. Okay.
Friend, these are the basic fundamentals. For any asset class, these fundamentals should be on your tips. Yes, please continue.
Depreciation per annum or year. Okay. Is equal to
Depreciable amount by life.
okay. It is equal to your depreciable amount divided by life.
Life.
Accumulated depreciation or total depreciation equal to
DPA into life spent.
age or effective age into depreciation per annum. And DRC, depreciated replacement cost equal to क्या होगा DRC equal to replacement cost new minus total or accumulated depreciation. Okay, these are the methodology to find out the depreciation using the straight line method. Let's take example. Replacement cost new is 10,000 rupees. Scrap value is equal to 1,000 rupees. Life or say useful life, we can say is equal to 10 years. Age is 3 years. Find a DRC, depreciated replacement cost. Okay. So first, what will be a depreciable amount? Depreciable
9,000.
amount is a replacement cost
9,000.
minus scrap value,
10,000
9,000.
minus 1,000, 9,000.
What will be a depreciation per annum? It is a
Divided by
900.
depreciable amount divided by life.
900.
900.
years.
What will be a total depreciation?
2,700.
Your depreciable amount
2,700.
into age.
Age, yes.
What will be your
2,700.
DRC?
1,700.
What will be a DRC?
5,300.
Okay, your replacement cost 10,000
Minus
minus
2,700.
2,700.
Okay. Any doubt? Any question? Okay, find out. Okay, replacement cost is 15,000, scrap value is 200, useful life is 15, age is a, find out the DRC.
$13,000. 13,000.
13,000 years. Sorry, replacement amount.
Two thousand, sir. 2,000, sir.
Okay. What is the depreciable amount?
13,000, sir.
13,000.
13,000.
What is the depreciation per annum?
Divided by 15.
2,600, sir. Oh, useful life is
Useful life is 15. 13,000 divided by 15.
15. Oh, sorry. Okay.
Okay. What will be a total depreciation?
Oh, sorry.
866.
Into 5. 867 into 5.
क्या आएगा?
4,333.
13,000 plus 866.
4,333. What will be a DRC?
13,000 minus 4,333.
8,666. 8,666.
10,667. Those who are appearing for exam, उनको ये पता ही होना चाहिए आपके जो केस स्टडीज है इसके बेसिस पे ही होंगे. ओके. हाउ टू फाइंड द रिप्लेसमेंट कॉस्ट और ये सब फाइंड करने का इसके बेसिस पे ही आपके केस स्टडीज होंगे. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज चलिए थोड़ा स्क्रैप वैल्यू सॉरी एक्सपर प्राइस एज अ 10 टैक्सीज है एट रेट ऑफ द 10%. के इरेक्शन एंड कमीशनिंग है 1,000 रुपीज. ओके. स्क्रैप वैल्यू है 500 rupees. यूजफुल लाइफ है 10 साल और एज है 3 years. फाइंड द DRC.
RNC कॉस्ट में वो तीन फर्स्ट थ्री विल ऐड अप.
हाँ बट करना पड़ेगा सर. सही है. क्या आएगी आपकी RNC?
23,200.
14,200, sir.
14,000.
सही है. 14,200. डेप्रिसिएबल अमाउंट क्या आएगा?
13,700.
13,700. डेप्रिसिएशन पर एनम क्या आएगा?
1370.
1370.
1370. टोटल डेप्रिसिएशन क्या आएगा?
1370 into 3.
DRC क्या आएगी?
14,200 minus 4110.
10090.
10090.
1090.
ओके. किसी को डाउट? एक्सपर प्राइस है 15,000 रुपये. टैक्सेस उस पे है 12%. इरेक्शन कमीशनिंग है 1,500 रुपये. फाइनेंस कॉस्ट है ड्यूरिंग द इरेक्शन कमीशनिंग इज 500 रुपीज. स्क्रैप वैल्यू है 1,000 रुपीज. यूजफुल लाइफ है 20 years. एज है 8 साल. फाइंड द रिप्लेसमेंट कॉस्ट एंड DRC.
12%.
भगवान.
1200.
हरे भगवान.
Could you give 27?
$11,380.
First, what will be a replacement cost?
18800.
Okay, this tax is
1,800. 1,500. 500.
1,808. It is a replacement cost. What will be the scrap value? depreciable amount 1700, 800. What will be a depreciation per life?
890.
890. What will be a total depreciation?
7120.
And what will be DRC?
11680.
11680. Okay. So in examinations, you have to take care where many data was given. Many data are given in the question paper. You have to understand which data you have to select to find the replacement cost or any other further calculations. So normally, four costs, okay, are not adopted as a part of the replacement cost. That is any advertisement cost, general administration cost, staff training cost, cost for the relocation of business as other लोकेशन, ये सारी जो कॉस्ट होती है इट इज नॉट पार्ट ऑफ योर रिप्लेसमेंट कॉस्ट. अगर ये सारी कॉस्ट दी गई है सो यू हैव टू नॉट इंक्लूड एज अ पार्ट ऑफ योर रिप्लेसमेंट कॉस्ट. Okay, only the valid cost which is incurred to acquire the asset and put the asset into the serviceable condition, वो ही सारी cost will be a part of your replacement cost new. अदर कॉस्ट को आपको ऐड नहीं करना है. सही है. तो आप अपना नोट बना सकते हैं कि विच कॉस्ट विल बी एडेड, शुड टू एडेड, और विच कॉस्ट नॉट शुड बी एडेड एज अ पार्ट ऑफ द रिप्लेसमेंट कॉस्ट. So this is the first method about the depreciation. Other method is a WDV method. Okay. How to find WDV method? So it is based on the rate of depreciation. Okay. Let's assume that rate of depreciation of the asset is at 20%. And replacement cost new or historical cost of the asset is a 10,000 rupees. And its scrap value is a 1,000. So how to find the depreciation using the WDV method? So first year, opening, depreciation of a year, and closing. Okay. The first year, your opening will be your replacement cost. Okay, that is a 10,000 rupees. First year depreciation will be a 10,000 into 20%, which is a rate of depreciation. So 2,000 will be a depreciation for a first year. And closing for the first year will be your opening minus depreciation of the year. Second year क्या होगा? Whatever
1,600.
closing of your last year will be a opening of the next year. Same depreciation, 20% of 8,000 will be a 1,600. And opening minus depreciation of the year will be a closing of year. Third year, again, closing of the previous year will become a opening. Depreciation will be a 20% your opening amount, 20% of 6,400. Opening minus depreciation will be a closing. Yeah. Same, you have to find the depreciation for the up to you do not reach the scrap value. Okay, what will be a depreciation of a 11th year? 11th year का depreciation कितना रहेगा?
$215.
But
Depreciation for 11th year will be only a 74 rupees because 10,000 rupees, which is your scrap value, you have achieved. Your asset will be a no more depreciated below the scrap value. Okay. Any doubt? Any question? Okay. Find out. Rate of depreciation is a okay, rate of depreciation is a 15%, and scrap value is a 5,000 rupees. बताइए फर्स्ट ईयर का क्या रहेगा सीन?
RCN same, sir.
Opening balance 10,000.
15%.
ओके. डेप्रिसिएशन क्या रहेगा?
5,000.
क्लोजिंग क्या रहेगा?
5,000.
सेकंड ईयर ओपनिंग
5,000.
5,000.
डेप्रिसिएशन
2,500.
2,500.
जीरो हो गया. क्यों? आपकी स्क्रैप वैल्यू तो 5,000 है, दैट यू हैव अचीव्ड. You have to not depreciate your asset below your scrap value. सही है. मतलब बिना सोचे डेप्रिसिएशन नहीं करने का in a WDV method, whenever your closing reach at the scrap value, you have to stop. सही है. In many cases, you have given the useful life.
How many
10 years and rate of depreciation is not given. और आपको बोला गया है कि find out the depreciation using the WDV method. तो क्या करोगे?
You find the depreciation rate, sir.
Rate of depreciation आपको find करना पड़ेगा. कैसे find करोगे?
And we'll find RCN minus scrap by
E
useful life.
minus divided life. Yes.
Rate of depreciation find करने का equation है.
RCN minus scrap by
Okay.
useful life.
1 minus under root of the life scrap value divided by cost. Okay. दिखाई देता है रेट ऑफ डेप्रिसिएशन फाइंड करने का.
Rate, yes. 1 minus.
सही है. 1 minus under root of n
Yes, guys.
1 minus under root of n salvage value और scrap value divided by cost. ओके. जिसको लिखना हो लिख ले. Those who are appearing the examinations.
Sir, which cost here we are talking about?
Sorry?
Which cost here we are talking about?
It
Salvage
is a
value.
replacement cost or reproduction cost.
Okay.
Rate of depreciation नहीं दिया गया है. So using this equation, you can find the rate of depreciation. Okay.
Sir,
Let's find out. हाँ बोलिए.
Manually जो किया that also I think for that by straight line we can find out this depreciation, and manually also we can do it.
नहीं, स्ट्रेट लाइन मेथड इज अ लिटिल बिट डिफर
नहीं
मेथड.
मैंने वही है सर, अभी मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ, विदाउट यूजिंग दिस इक्वेशन ऑल्सो, सपोज RCN माइनस सैलरीज और स्क्रैप वैल्यू बाई यूजफुल लाइफ करने से जो रेट आएगा उसको हम यूज करके
नहीं, WDV
अभी पहले
मेथड
जैसे
के लिए नहीं कर सकते. वो रेट यू कैन यूज फॉर द स्ट्रेट लाइन मेथड. चेकआउट वो आपका डिफर आएगा. तो हाँ, यहाँ पे व्हाट वी आर
सेम रेट
फाइंडिंग.
यूज करेंगे, लेकिन डिमिनिशिंग बैलेंस करके हम लोग मैन्युअली अभी जैसे किया वैसे कर सकते हैं.
हाँ, ये इक्वेशन से फर्स्ट वी आर फाइंडिंग अ स्क्रैप वैल्यू डिवाइडेड बाय रिप्लेसमेंट कॉस्ट. ओके, तो आया ही 1.1. फिर क्या है, दिस रेज टू nth रूट. ओके, 1 divided by nth root 10 it is a useful life. ओके, ये आया 0.79 -1. So these are our rate of depreciation, 20%. Okay. So check out here, at 10th year, your balancing after 10 years, your scrap value remains 1,000 only. So if depreciation is not given, then you have to find the depreciation by scrap value divided by replacement cost new raised to 1 by life. Okay. Replacement cost is a 10,000, useful life is a 20 years. Find the rate of depreciation. Rate of depreciation find कीजिए using this equation.
Zero point 139.
0.139 मतलब 13.9%.
Yes.
Okay, scrap value divided by replacement cost क्या आएगा? 0.05. सही है, 1,000 divided by 20,000.
Yes, 0.05. Yes.
Okay, then raised to n
1 by 26.
886. 1 minus 0.86, 13. 13.91%. ओके, अगर ये चीज आप यहाँ देखोगे तो एंड ऑफ द 15 years व्हाट विल बी अ क्लोजिंग. 20 साल के बाद क्लोजिंग क्या रहेगा? एंड ऑफ द 20 years क्लोजिंग क्या रहेगा? If I extend this, end of the 20 years ये क्लोजिंग क्या रहेगा?
1,000.
सॉरी,
1,000.
1000, which is equal to
equal to scrap value.
scrap value of the asset. सही है? End of the 20 years, your net book value will be a scrap value. Any doubt? Any question in the WDV method? Third method that is a part of the syllabus, it is a unit of production method. Okay, it is a similar like a straight line method. Okay, same replacement cost 10,000, scrap value 1,000 rupees. Okay, here instead of useful life, total number of production is given. Total number of production is a 10,000. Okay, uses out of 10,000, 2,000 is already used. Find the DRC. Okay, so first, what we find? Depreciable amount. 1. Then depreciation per production. So 9,000 divided by total production. एक प्रोडक्ट पर डेप्रिसिएशन होगा 0.9. So total depreciation will be a 2,000 into 0.9. So DRC will be a 10,000 minus 18. Any doubt?
What is DPP?
Depreciation per production. ओके, उसमें डेप्रिसिएशन पर ईयर करते थे, ये एनम था. ये पर प्रोडक्ट कितना डेप्रिसिएशन या पर यूजेस कितना डेप्रिशिएट होगा. Okay. Let assume कि there is a one projector, okay, जो नॉर्मली हम प्रेजेंटेशंस के लिए यूज करते हैं. वन प्रोजेक्टर, उसकी रिप्लेसमेंट कॉस्ट है 15,000. ओके, स्क्रैप वैल्यू है 500 रुपीज. उसका टोटल जो यूजेज है, कंपनी बोल रही है उसका टोटल यूजेज रहेगा 6,000 आवर्स. ये 6,000 आवर्स तक चलेगा. और अभी हम यूज कर चुके हैं इसको 1,500 आवर्स के लिए हम यूज कर चुके हैं. तो व्हाट विल बी ए डीआरसी. यहाँ पे क्या आएगा? डेप्रिसिएशन पर यूजेज आवर. सही है, 1 घंटे यूज करोगे कितना डेप्रिसिएशन आएगा. सो डीए क्या रहेगा इसका? डेप्रिसिएबल अमाउंट
14,500.
14,500. ओके, डेप्रिसिएशन पर यूजेज क्या रहेगा? 1 घंटे यूज करोगे तो डेप्रिसिएबल अमाउंट डिवाइडेड बाय टोटल यूजेज. 6,000 से डिवाइड करोगे तो यू विल आंसर 2.41. मतलब 1 घंटे यूज करोगे प्रोजेक्टर को तो आपका 2 रुपया और 42 पैसा डेप्रिसिएशन होगा। सो टोटल डेप्रिसिएशन क्या होगा? डेप्रिसिएशन पर आवर इनटू यूजेज आवर
1,500 into 2.4.
हाँ इंटू 2.4। डीआरसी क्या रहेगी? रिप्लेसमेंट कॉस्ट माइनस टोटल डेप्रिसिएशन। ओके 15,000 माइनस टोटल डेप्रिसिएशन। कोई डाउट? Okay, let's assume there is a one.
10,000 sir.
Sorry?
10,870 sir.
नहीं अभी नहीं मतलब समझ में नहीं आया क्या बोल रहे हैं आप?
पिछले वाला जो है ना,
हाँ
14,500 minus 3,625, 10,875.
हाँ देख लेता अगर कोई एरर है तो
ठीक है
आप बताइए।
हाँ, तो 14,500 minus
नहीं
3,625
डीआरसी इक्वल टू रिप्लेसमेंट कॉस्ट माइनस
Minus-
रिप्लेसमेंट माइनस टोटल डेप्रिसिएशन।
yes sir.
So replacement cost is at 15,000.
अच्छा 15,000 ओके। और फिर इसको स्क्रैप में निकालना है,
15,000 में 360।
स्क्रैप में निकालना है।
और कोई डाउट?
So इसमें scrap is not coming into
स्क्रैप
the
निकाल,
picture.
स्क्रैप
ये डेप्रिसिएबल अमाउंट में हो गया ना?
इसको स्क्रैप को
डेप्रिसिएबल
Yes,
अमाउंट
yes.
फाइंड करने के लिए हमने रिप्लेसमेंट कॉस्ट माइनस स्क्रैप वैल्यू पहले ही कर दिया। ओके और कोई डाउट? ओके लेट एज्यूम देयर इज अ वन। हाँ बोलिए।
RCN minus scrap
आरसीआर माइनस टोटल डेप्रिसिएशन।
so SLM से यही डिफरेंस है, स्क्रैप को नहीं निकालना है।
स्क्रैप हमने यहीं से डेप्रिसिएबल अमाउंट में निकाल दिया है। डेप्रिसिएबल अमाउंट इज इक्वल टू
ओके ओके
रिप्लेसमेंट।
ओके
हाँ
ओके
वो तो माइनस हो गया। हाँ
ओके
राइट।
ओके।
Okay. Let's say there is a one conveyor belt. Its costing is a 10 lakh rupees and scrap value is a 1 lakh rupees. Okay. It is designed for to use 50,000 ton. उसको डिजाइन किया था टू हैंडल कार्गो ऑफ 50,000 टन को यूज करने के लिए और अभी तक उसका यूजेज हुआ है 7,500 टन। ओके तो फाइंड द डीआरसी। यहाँ क्या आएगा? डेप्रिसिएशन पर टन आएगा क्योंकि टोटल लाइफ टोटल यूजेज टन में दिया है। तो सेम थिंग है, फाइंड आउट इजी। ओ भगवान
90,000 दी है।
$8,65,000.
डीए क्या आया? डेप्रिसिएबल अमाउंट
90,000।
90,000। डेप्रिसिएशन पर टन
ये 90 में
लैक्स आएगा ना सर डीए तो 90,000 का 9 लैक्स।
डेप्रिसिएशन पर टन। 1 टन यूज होगा तो कितना डेप्रिसिएशन लगेगा?
9
ये
lakh divided by
18
टोटल यूसेज
18
क्या आएगा?
1.8. Yeah.
हाँ
1.8
18
सही है। 9 था 9 लाख डिवाइडेड बाय 50,000।
हाँ yes।
टोटल डेप्रिसिएशन कितना हुआ है?
टोटल
1,35,000.
18 into
7,500.
7,500. So what will be DRC?
8,65,000.
8,65,000.
8,65,000. ओके, कोई डाउट किसी को?